It's Good Friends, Good Games, episode 54. Sorry for not being here last week. I had a situation that not good. Not good. So for those that do not know, we just moved. Pal and I just moved into this apartment, and we had our first rainy season. Of the year. And Pal woke up, touched the wall, and Pal's like, the wall is damp.
That's not good.
And I was like, oh, fucking no. So, everything's fine. Like, they're working on it. They're trying to figure out where it is. Because, like, it's a wild thing. They had the roof guy come. Like, the roofer came. The guy's like, it's not the roof. There's no holes in the roof, so it ain't the roof. The contractor came. He's like, it's not the windows. It's not that. And I'm like, where's it coming from?
Yeah, Eric, I swear to God, your life in the past like few months is like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Earth, water, fire, wind.
Literally.
Next.
Literally.
Are there mudslides in Avatar?
They can. Yes, actually, yes. Towards the end of season 2, but it was caused by the Earthbenders.
Okay, so there you go. So that mudslides were also in this area because that's what was scary. Because obviously we just finished having the fires, and now fucking the rain comes after the fires, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the rain started, but now because there's so much char and like charred debris and like ash and all that stuff in the ground, it's now susceptible to fucking mudslides.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, because it's all like just fucking ashy sludge. So that was a risk. But yeah, the walls were damp. And they were trying to fix it. And then the other thing happened where Pal's car sprung like a nasty oil leak.
Oh.
And then we took it to the mechanic, and the guy's like, yeah, it's going to be like $1,000 to fix because the part's expensive or whatever, right? And we were like, Power and I were just thinking, we're like, maybe we should just go like get a new car. So like Pal went like, and I were car shopping all week, and then she picked up something yesterday.
Okay.
So like, good. Yeah, like life is fucking turmoil right now.
So your car packs it in, then Pal's car packs it in, then you have wet wall. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, it's winning. The walls are dry right now. It's been sunny, so the walls are dry. That's good. But that'll all get worked out. The landlord's been great. She's been on top of everything, so it's like no problems with that whatsoever. It's just the poor like contractors that come can't find out where it's coming from. Which
is it underground? Could it be like underground maybe?
That's possibly what we were thinking.
Yeah.
Like we're possibly thinking it's like going down and it's like up or something. I don't know. It's a weird one. But they have to like come in and basically cut into the wall and like look and put a camera in there.
There's got holes in the wall now. Just
there's there's tools. There's like little temperature tools that they come in with, and they can measure it like moisture in the walls and stuff and see where. But like he can't figure out where it's happening because there's no obvious like dropping leak or anything. So it's weird. No. It's a really weird situation. That's why I'm not really sweating it too much, because I'm like, that's weird. He can't find it. Like, it's not like I can expect the guy to pull it out of his ass right then and there, and be like, oh yeah, it's right here. Like he genuinely does not know, so he's got to look.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, have some faith in your contractors or whatever when they come, because sometimes they just don't know. It's a weird one, but yeah, it's been a wild fucking adventure. Pal had to go get a car. That is a nightmare in itself.
I bet it is. Yeah.
Like finding a car, especially now, because like car rates and everything are just stupid crazy. Like buying a car right now in America is a nightmare. Unless you have like lotto money, and you just have cash. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got 40 grand. Here you go. New car.
Spare 50K.
Yeah,
if you're just getting you one.
If you're part of the elite 1%, like our good friend Everest, then you can buy a car.
Yeah. Yeah, in her mansion.
Yeah,
big mansion with her cat trees and everything.
Yeah, but we love Everest. But so like financing a car right now is such a pain in the ass, because like Pal's trying to be responsible. Like she still has student loans. So like she still has student loans that she's paying. So she doesn't want to put like $400 down a month on a car, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like we were trying to find something like $150, $200 tops or whatever, and you can find cars that will cost that monthly, but then you got to go find a bank that will actually lend you the money for it.
Yeah.
Because like banks will look at it and they'll be like, that's an older car. We're not going to waste our money. You know, and like shit like that. It's such a fucking hassle. It is such a hassle, dude. I can't even express how like annoying it gets because it is literally such a hassle right now trying to get financing for like a car that isn't brand new. Or like anything that isn't like 5 years old or 10 years old. 10 years old's pushing it for them. Yeah. And then like we picked a car that was like really low miles. It's a 15-year-old car, but it has like really low miles. Like for its age. So we like telling them, like, dude, the car's practically like barely broken in. You know, for like a 15-year-old car, it's barely broken in. And they're like, yeah, but it's the year and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, whatever. Send it to management, let them figure it out and see if they'll give it to her. And they did. Good. It just took so much string pulling. And she put down a decent chunk of money.
Good.
Yeah, she put like $3,500 down, and they're still like, "Nah, we're not sure." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Pal's determined, though. I know.
Poor thing, dude. She got so like frustrated and annoyed.
Yeah. Oh, I bet she would.
Yeah, they're like, "You're a first-time buyer." It's that whole thing, you know, like when you're trying to get a job and you've never had a job.
Oh,
and they're like, God, we need you to have 5 years experience. And like, okay, how am I going to get 5 years experience if you guys aren't going to hire me to be in the fucking mailroom? You know, like it's that kind of stuff. They're like, well, you're a first time buyer and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I'm like, ugh. Yeah. But that's our adventure. We're alive. We're still functioning. The fire stuff has finally kind of settled itself down now. You know,
that's good.
And we had crushing rain, cool. You know, I'm sure the earthquakes are on their way.
Yeah. Don't jinx yourself.
Yeah, like my buddy experienced a 4.8 earthquake, I think just yesterday.
Oh shit. That's a good shaker.
He's on the West Coast. Oof. So I'm not sure if he felt it, but it was around like Vancouver-ish.
Northwest then? So basically northwest? Yeah. No, we're more southwest, but
yeah. So like, you know, that's why I said, you know, I didn't think you would probably have felt that.
Yeah, no, good. 4 is a good shake though. If you've never been in an earthquake, 4 is a good shake. It's enough for you to like sit there and be like, what is that?
Am I in a rocking chair?
Yeah. I had a coworker. They just my corporate office is in New Jersey, and one of my coworkers on my team called from over there. He's like, dude, we just had an earthquake, and he's like, I don't know how you guys in California even deal with this. Like, he's like, I know you're supposed to run and get into the doorway and all that kind of stuff, but he's like, I literally sat there for like 4 minutes trying to figure out what the hell was going on before I realized it was an earthquake, and then run to the doorway. He's like, I don't like it. I never want to deal with that again.
I mean, you know, earthquakes. I won't know what that's like because the UK is literally on not any fault lines whatsoever.
What do you guys get up there? Snow?
We get wind, rain, and depression.
Like in Seattle?
Yes.
Yes. Seasonal depression, except year long because it's always raining.
Yes. Yeah. The last time I think we had an earthquake was maybe in the 2010s, and it was a very small one that I slept through.
You were such a baby back then too, if you think about it.
I was in the teens.
You were a teenager. The whole world was ahead of you, and then you were.
The weird thing that I thought about as well is that this time 18 years ago, I was starting high school, and at my work, I read my first ID that was from 2007. And I was like,
nice.
Oh. So it's like, yeah, all the 2007 babies are now turning 18, so they're allowed drinking legally in the pubs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys have the 18-year-old drinking age over there.
Yes, 18-year-old. Yeah, that is the thing.
We used to just book it to Mexico.
That's fair. It's probably cheaper too.
That's all they did here. And then they kind of put a stop to that because you needed a passport now to do all that stuff. But like teenagers used to just book it to Mexico and like drink at 18 or whatever, and then like come back into the country like on a Friday.
What about Canada?
Our drinking age is 19.
19. Okay, so I have to wait a year longer then for them. Okay.
Yeah, it's 16 if you go to Montreal.
Is 19 like your guys' military age too? Like to join the military, or do you join at 18 if you wanted?
I wouldn't know that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because like here, you can't drink till you're 21, but you can go, die and kill other people at the age of 18. As long as it's for your country.
Oh yeah, you can definitely just walk into a Walmart and come out with an assault rifle at like 18, right?
Yeah.
So for Canada, it's 17.
But you can't get a beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Go get yourself an AK-47 and then go back to and don't be late for what is it? Your history class.
Yeah, seriously. Like it's literally like fucking, sir, I can sell you the rifle, I can't sell you the Budweiser. Like Jesus. Aw. Come on.
First of all, Budweiser.
You can't shotgun a beer, but you can shotgun someone in the chest.
Can't pump a Budweiser, but you can pump a shotgun. What a fucking wild world we live in. All right, Zenith has some zingers for us. Sir, your monologue is on.
So, well, it's been like quite a couple of weeks. So like I've had a lot going on. I will try and explain that in a short little bit. So like not only did we have to deal with like a crap ton of snow, that's actually why I didn't get to go to St. Jude and meet Morgan for the first time. And there was just another thing that's been kind of going on. So if you guys don't know, I have a giant love for the sport of hockey. It's big surprise. Canadian likes hockey. Oh my God.
Yeah. Right.
Stereotypical.
So, however, though, Eric, what sports do you follow? Even if it's just loosely.
Mostly baseball. Like I'll keep up with baseball a little bit. Like football towards Super Bowl time, I'll start keeping up with it. But like hockey's always one of those one pal wants to go like watch the games, but we never gone and seen a hockey game. But mostly baseball. So for every single sport, they usually have what's called like an all-star game, right? Right.
So with baseball, they have like the home run derby, which is also really fun to watch. But the all-star game itself is just boring because no one really tries. I mean, they do have one incentive where it's the winner of the all-star game gets home advantage in the if they make it to the World Series, right?
Right.
So it's a little small something. So that's why you don't really hear a lot of complaints about the baseball all-star game. But NBA all-star game, like, it's wild when freaking Draymond Green is up there on a panel saying that the all-star game sucks.
That's wild.
And yeah, and the NFL had something similar where they had flag football, but apparently got like removed or something. I don't know. I don't follow football, so I don't really.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't hear about
what's going on. So anyway, the NHL was kind of it's kind of like following like a similar kind of route where they had where their all-star game was kind of lame and boring. But then this year they decided to do something different. They decided to have like a small tournament of 4 different countries: Canada, USA, Finland, and Sweden in a small mid-season mini tournament. And at first I thought that players were just not going to care. But given the circumstances that the world is in right now, not only was it incredible to watch, but Canada versus USA. So think about this, Eric. With like the people, like fans, like booing, other anthems and whatnot. In the first Canada versus USA game, in the first 9 seconds of the game, there were 3 fights. The teams were trying to kill each other.
Hey,
they were trying to break each other's ribs. And
damn.
There were injuries. Like, I'm talking about like people like leaving their feet and trying to like drop them on their heads onto the ice.
Damn.
It was violent.
Yakuza style.
God damn.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The thing is, before the final game, the championship game, which was USA won the first game, and that bronze fucker called the US team before the game and to wish them best, and they're also proud of it, and they said, so don't worry, beat the crap out of those Canadians. There are soon to be 51st state. So here's the thing. Canada won in overtime. And a bunch of my American friends were now calling themselves the 11th province.
Nice.
So, Eric, my American friends, as the 11th promise, I promise you, we will put a Tim Hortons on every single corner. You get served poutine on Wednesdays.
Nice.
Okay.
Free healthcare for all.
Yeah.
And if you are non-binary, you are now identify as New Brunswick.
Okay, I'll take it. I'm down for Tim Hortons.
I mean, Tim Hortons is pretty nice.
I haven't had a Tim Hortons.
It's pretty good.
So, those are conditions, and welcome to the 11th province.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Do I get the healthcare and all that, all those other perks too? Or,
yes.
Not okay, good.
Yes.
Not that I'm complaining.
All of the above.
All right, sweet.
All of the above.
Why would you complain about free stuff?
I'm not going to complain about free stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
The 11th province.
Nice.
That whole thing's wild. I know we talked about it before the episode even started, but the whole situation is just wild. And I'm like, I can't mentally digest this right now, figure out what the hell's going on.
One step at a time.
Yeah. All jokes aside, though, it was nice to just be able to just not focus on world events. To just have some just lighthearted fun, and also not have it where it probably would have been bad if my country lost, because I'd never hear the end of it, and and then just all of a sudden just everyone just shut the fuck up. So thanks for that.
You would realize you realize how much if you guys have not done it yet, if you have not stopped your doom scrolling out there in the world yet, if you have not stopped your doom scrolling yet, try stopping the doom scrolling, and you'll realize how much shit you actually get done in life.
Yeah,
you'll be like, oh,
true.
I got a lot of shit I got to do. If you stop reading that stuff, you'll be like, wow, I got all this free time.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to ignore when I'm just trying to, do my things.
Yeah, you're just trying to do life. Yeah, you're just trying to live life, and then you're just hearing this shit in your feeds. But if you can turn it off, genuine advice, if you can turn it off for a little while, you will realize that you have so much stuff you can go and accomplish and get done, and then you realize how much of that doom scrolling shit's affecting you at that moment in time.
Yeah. But other than that, so another reason why I was busy is I was trying to get I was trying to sort out technology. I was trying to get some games, and I was also trying to get my brother a birthday present. I got him Persona 3 Reload, but the thing is, though, I didn't realize it was a PlayStation 5 version because I was so tired now.
So you kept the Persona 5 Reload.
So I had to go out today and try and get a refund for it, and I have a gift card for him, so hopefully we can get the digital version. Okay. But the main reason why I've been busy is I've been doing some apartment showings.
Wait, you've been looking at apartments?
Yeah, there is a place where I have until Tuesday to try and see if there's any other places that I can look at. I might have a place.
Make sure you go and you check the walls.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah,
check the walls.
It's a very it's a outhouse. It was actually right in the middle.
Ooh.
It was very, very beautiful.
Is it still next to all that public transport and all that stuff you need?
Yep. It's there's a bus that's right over there. There's a whole bunch of convenience. I'm familiar with the area because this is actually where I used to go to college.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's got 3 stories. And the room is spacious. I got like laundry and dryer right there. Plenty of space for kitchenette to actually store my food. It'd be nice to actually be able to cook past 7:30 p.m. So it'll be a lot better, and I'd be able to just be myself.
This is you with your brother, right?
Yes.
Nice. Look at that.
And also the pricing is pretty good.
Look at that. Life's turning around.
So yeah, I've been looking at like a few places practically every single day. I've been like, I had 4 streams in 4 days, and I had to go out for all 4 days before each show.
Oh, that explains a lot, dude.
So I am so exhausted.
You sounds like you need a nice long nap.
Yeah.
I was falling asleep when I got here. I am.
Jesus.
So you were actually looking at this like before you even came on, and all this stuff. Yeah, I hear you. Well, good luck, sir. Morgan, we haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Fucking with your Twitch partner streamer setup in the corner here.
That's the funny thing is I actually thought about doing like this before, like the other times that I was guesting, but like I didn't know how anybody would have felt if I did. So just
now you know how we feel. We're just fucking jealous.
Yes. Give me.
Yeah, Morgan and your fucking lo-fi girl background setup.
Right, seriously. And then I'm like, how does Morgan afford all this? But then she, her cost of living over there is literally how much I spend on McDonald's here. So like,
yeah, because like. Yeah, I actually have help with like my living arrangements because otherwise I'd pretty much probably be out on the street. All the stuff that's in the background was actually very, very, very cheap. But yeah, it's like the cost of living over here is really, really low. So it's like minimum wage and stuff like that. So yeah, otherwise this would have been like kind of expensive.
Is this all Temu? Is this all Temu rig?
No, this was actually Amazon.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going to say vintage next.
Yeah. Corsair hooked her up, guys. Look at all this.
Sponsored by Razer.
Lardy Shadow Band. That's fucked up. Why is she Lardy?
Lardy Shadow.
That's
Wait, I just realized what you called me.
Oh,
I'm gonna slap you.
Callan called you Lady Shadow Binja.
I didn't see that.
I read that as BJ Ninja real quick. I was like, what?
Wow.
Ninja?
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, that's not cool. But then you came with Lardy, and I'm like, I think she'd be more offended by Lardy.
Yeah, gotta get some if you want to be stealthy about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
You realize if you actually went to if you actually went out to St. Jude or whatever, and if it was snowing out there, she would have fucking buried you out in the snow like the end of The Shining. You would have looked like
Jackie. She wanted to wipe her ass on my like hotel door handle.
Yeah, I did.
Ew.
I didn't say the handle. I said the door.
Oh.
I said that I was gonna. Yeah, I said I was gonna wipe my butt on his door.
That's nice.
The fuck? Smear your ass on his carpet like a dog. Just like
Jesus. That's kind of worms,
Scrape across the car. What the hell happened? See what happens when you two are around? See, that's why you gotta get separated like fucking high school kids. And then you're gonna be like passing notes to each other. Kiss my ass.
Probably.
Well, okay, live streamer setup. What have you been up to, Morgan? Anything exciting? We haven't seen you in a good minute.
I've been doing like a lot of like house cleaning while I was prepping for the St. Jude trip in February. Obviously, that was supposed to be this week, but because of winter weather, they had to reschedule that to later in the year. So I've just basically been doing like a lot of house cleaning, and then in between that, I've been doing like some streaming. Recently wrapped up Resident Evil 4, the original one, and it's kind of a pain in certain spots.
Yeah, it fucking sucks in some spots.
It does.
Yeah, I didn't even know till I could play because like I've had it for a good long while, and then I just finally recently played it because it was like a charity goal for my campaign back in December for Project Hope.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I basically been doing like a lot of house cleaning. The last few days I've spent time going through my closet trying to like, get rid of like old clothing and stuff like that. I actually still have a little bit of cleaning that I've got to do like in the background, in fact, so you can kind of see it a little bit. But
Oh yeah, like you got trash bag back there.
yeah. Yeah, I got to do a little bit of straightening.
There's a trash bag sitting in your chair.
Oh,
Jeez.
wow.
I've got a trash bag with your name on it.
Oh,
Jesus. Zen's so polite without Morgan on, and as soon as Morgan turns up, she's just the most meanest person in the world.
so yeah, seriously. So
Like,
okay,
holy
so
moly.
serious talk though. The St. Jude thing's
Yeah.
still going to happen. They just rescheduled it, right? So like no one got to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
I got you.
they said that it might be sometime in July, but right now, so like what happened is when they canceled it, they said that well, it's Tennessee, that's Memphis. They're not prepared for snow and ice, so they shut down the tourist part of the hospital. So right now they can't have people there. So basically, we found it like a week before. And I was already having anxiety from like, the whole flight situation. So now I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Because pretty much like 2 days before my flight, there was an airplane
I saw that.
right at the Toronto airport that just like flipped upside down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thankfully, everyone was fine.
There's some
Yes.
real
But still,
Grand
it's
Theft
just,
Auto
like-
shit going on in the
Mhm.
air right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like all like whoever's controlling like the American airspace is run by Trevor from GTA 5.
It wouldn't surprise me. GTA 6 is around the corner. Maybe they're trying to get prepped for it.
Yes,
didn't
and his
t-
manager is Deutsch Vanderlyn.
They didn't tell you.
God damn douche.
They didn't tell you. They did the whole Starlink upgrade at the FAA. Like
Oh my
Fuck Scratcher.
me.
they did the whole Starlink upgrade. Everything's going fine, guys.
Yeah.
Dill, what do you got going before we hit the games?
Pretty much like since the last one, just been doing nothing but working and like chilling and trying to, mentally de-stress every single time I go to my job. Though I've had this week off from work actually because I've had some like time off that I needed to use up, so I booked a week off from work. And normally I just be like in my own room and gremlin mode and just like gaming and whatnot and stuff, but I've actually been outside a few times this week.
Whoa,
I saw.
whoa.
Oh,
Jesus.
yes.
Dill met himself an Italian.
Oh, that was today.
Oh.
What?
So what Zen means there is that I had basically for food today, I had a stuffed crust pizza with garlic and cheese flatbread and tiramisu for dessert.
So
The full
Dill
Italian.
met an Italian today, and he ate out.
Yes.
Zen, no. I know what you're doing.
Zen's just being cheeky as usual. That's basically
Stop
Zen's
it.
wet dream. That.
Just get help. Stop it. Get
Yeah.
help.
But yeah, so Monday I went to Big Town City Center to meet up with a friend of mine who I've known on Twitch for a while. Ryan was taken.
Okay.
I hung out with him basically for the entirety of the day with his friends. We also met with some friends that I met up and made the last Twitch meetup that we went to. We all kind of had like toured around the city. Had food at this place called Crazy Pedro's, which does like these big giant 16-inch pizzas.
Crazy Pedro's. That's the last
Crazy
name
Pedro's.
I thought I would see at a pizza place.
Crazy Pedro.
Crazy Pedro's. Yeah. Happy hour, you get 16-inch pizza for $12.50, which
What?
is quite nice. Yeah. Happy hour. You get the
16
happy hour
inches.
between 16 inches. And yeah. Yeah.
So happy hour at Crazy Pedro's just sounds like him giving you the dick down.
Literally.
Jesus.
All 16
But-
inches.
I mean, it was tasty, that's for sure.
All 16. Ouch.
I took it and I went swinging there.
No wonder why he's your daddy. His 16 inches is just a state of mind.
But don't
though.
worry, the tiramisu made it better. Let them eat cake.
Oh my god, yeah. But right across the road from there is a gaming nightclub where it's like a full on like you can play games and everything like that. It's like a number 64. and you can get these like tokens there and get drinks. And you can play on all the video games that are inside. You know, they have like classic arcade games. They have Guitar Hero, which we did a lot of Guitar Hero while we were there as well. And then we topped it all up by going to the Pixel Bar. But as I was leaving for the Pixel Bar, I get the tram to go back home. So I was about to get the tram. The tram was halfway out of the station, and I was wondering what the hell was going on. And the guy on the tram just told me, no, don't go on. And they were unloading people off from the tram in an emergency stop. It turns out someone got run over by the tram. Yeah.
Ooh.
They were fine. They were just a little bit shell-shocked, and the police checked on them. So I ended up staying a bit longer with my friends for a bit long before I actually went back back home. Which, funnily enough, one of my friends forgot their bag. So, like, I just met with him at the tram station. He gave me a lift home on that day.
Oh,
so
that's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That happened to me. So when you came to America, Dil, and that same train you took to San Diego.
Yeah.
I had to take it to work because we had an office in San Diego and I had to work down there for something.
Mm-hmm.
I left that office at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon or something like that to get home in LA by 7.
Yeah.
Somebody decided to jump in front of the train.
Oh.
And, unalive themselves.
Yeah.
And what happens is the train stops.
Mm-hmm.
It does not move.
No.
And then you have to wait hours. Like, I literally waited hours because they have to, like, get the cops down there. The cops have to assess the situation. The detective has to get down there. And then the coroners have to come.
Yeah.
I did not get home that evening till like 11 o'clock at night, and I left at 4 p.m.
I think I remember you telling me this story. Yeah.
I was like, this is insane. That is the, and then like they don't let you off the train for anything. You need a cigarette,
No.
God help you. They're not letting you off the train because they don't want anyone to see like the situation.
No.
And then like resources on the train start getting slim because they only put enough stuff on the train to cover, the 3 hours or whatever back and forth from LA to San Diego. They only cover enough from the start point to the end point. So like water, food and stuff like that, they've only stocked enough to cover that amount of time. So when you add an extra 4 hours without a stop, people start getting hungry, they start buying food and all that kind of stuff, and to get a run on it. It was crazy. Yeah. It was really crazy.
Locally, the guy that got run over, that didn't happen to him. He just basically got a nasty bump on the head. That's all it was for him.
From a train?
From a tram.
Oh.
A tram. A tram is a smaller, more like plasticky version of a train. So it was more like, he got a bit of a bump, and that's really kind of.
Oh.
Like a streetcar, Yeah. So it wasn't as bad for him because he just got like a bit of a bump, and that's really it. He was like at the station, and the police officer just had examined him to see if he was all right.
Oh,
basically.
okay, yeah, that's a whole different situation because like that train that took you to San Diego, that thing's going at like 75 miles an hour. Yeah,
no, the trams, they go like 15, 20 miles an hour.
Oh, okay,
unless in the city center at least, on the direct pathway on the actual like tracks, they go a bit faster, but in the city center, they have to slow down to like 15 miles an hour.
Okay, that makes more sense. They're like streetcars, like trolleys.
So like the tram hitting that person compared to a train hitting a person is the difference between someone getting hit by a car and some kid on a tricycle hitting you in the kneecaps.
Yes,
basically,
quite literally. Literally, yes. That's So that was my Monday, and then
it's like ow.
Wednesday I went back to the same city center to go see my cousin. It was her birthday over the weekend, so I wanted to have a meal with her and catch up with her and stuff. We just had a nice. We went to this nice like bar and food place. I got chicken tenders, and she got the same thing because they didn't have any mac and cheese. Yeah. And then like cocktails were like 2 for $1, so it was like £11 for 2 cocktails, so that was nice. And we just had a nice catch up, honestly. And I ended up getting home like early on that day because she had to get a train back to where she lived. So, but
no 16 inches of Pedro.
Not on that day. No. We went to the Pixel Bar though. In the Pixel Bar, they do like gaming cocktails. They recently updated their menu. The Chaos Emerald, was one.
Okay.
Astarion's Bite was a new one that I saw.
Oh, don't get Morgan
Falcon
excited.
Punch. Falcon Punch was on there. Princess Peach. Rainbow Road was another one that was pretty nice. Those are the ones that I remember. Yeah, there's some pretty good stuff on there. They've updated everything too, so it all looks a bit more modern and like new menu and stuff. So it was quite nice being in there.
The Chaos Emerald sounds really, really good.
It was really good. It was like they use it with like melon liqueur and they top it off with a sweet that's like a passion fruit tasting sweet. Yeah.
I think I need to go see my friends at the non-alcoholic beverage place. See if they can recreate this thing.
Yes. Speaking of that, by the way, I saw a video online that apparently they're selling off Liquid Death over here in the UK for like £6 for a pound.
What? Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know why. Apparently, they might be pulling out of the UK, and that's why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They just keep adding more flavors here. Now they've got like 6 different flavors, 7 different flavors. Oh, and now they've gotten to the soda market. So now they have like their water, but they flavored them like sodas.
It's like sparkling stuff.
Yeah, so like it's like their water, but they've added like soda flavoring or something to them. So like they have a Dr. Pepper one, they have a Coca-Cola one. Like it's all flavored, but it's water.
Is Power all over the Dr. Pepper one by any chance?
She wasn't a fan. She was not a fan.
Oh, okay.
It just, and then what? There's those other ones that they have now, like Poppy and Olipop or whatever, and so they're like these. They're supposed to be healthier alternatives to soda. Yeah, they taste like shit.
Yeah.
I'll take the fucking aspartame and cancer, whatever.
Well, yeah. Speaking of which, I watched this Dunkin' Donuts related video from Babish. He literally like rated all the coffees you can get from and teas you can get from Dunkin' Donuts, like every single one. And there was this select amount of drinks had this additive in called what was it? Cibrativa or something like that.
Oh, your stevia.
Yes,
stevia is what you're talking about.
One.
Yeah.
And like everyone that he tried, he hated. They all tasted so weird and bizarre.
Which is interesting because stevia is actually out of all these like alternative. I know this has nothing to do with video games, but like all these alternative sweeteners or whatever, stevia is the natural one.
Yeah, because it's based on a plant, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's actually like the cleanest one, that you could put in your thing. That's what I buy. I try to buy stevia like for my coffee and all that stuff because it's the cleanest one. But yeah, whatever. It's all sweeteners. It all has a weird taste to your stuff.
Just give me Pepsi Max and I'm happy.
That's because it's aspartame or whatever.
I know.
Everest did that whole thing with us. I never felt guilt drinking it until Everest talked about it.
That broke us. Oh, Jesus. I've been drinking more water lately. That's all I have to
We're all going to die. All right. All right. Video game time. Guys, if you're listening on Twitch, watching on YouTube, thank you. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us right now. Video game time. Okay, we've got the big one here. So Dil and Zenith are going to chime in on this right now. The Elden Ring Nightreign demo, or I guess beta test or whatever, launched.
Play live test, yes.
How did you guys get into this thing first off? How do you get into it?
Well, the first day we didn't. Is the answer to that question.
Okay, I'm talking about before launching the actual thing. Like, did you have to sign up on some list or something?
So they sent out a thing. We had to sign up for the playtest a month prior, and then a few weeks later, they told us if we got in, basically. I got in, I think I signed up first, and I mentioned it to Zen, because Zen got a PlayStation 5, and you can play it on PS5. So I was like, dude, we need to play this. And we were like, and he was like, yes, we need to do that. So that's how you got in for it, basically. The first playtest was, for me, it was Friday morning / afternoon for my time, and it was a disaster. Like the on PS5 in particular, it would not work. Matchmaking would not work one bit.
So was it just like oversaturated, or people just couldn't get in, or they just broke the whole system?
From what I gather, the next few playtests that they did work, but they had matchmaking disabled for it. So I think there was an issue with the matchmaking multiplayer segment of the playtest that was causing issues. So they turned it off for the next 2 to 3 playtests. It wasn't until like the 5th and 6th one where they brought it back up and it was working fine. So yeah,
but those like playtests were like at what, like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
This didn't happen during the whole PlayStation outage. Like the Nightreign thing did not cause a PlayStation outage, did it? Oh, okay.
No, the PlayStation outage was a week prior to that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, so they did do a makeup playtest for that. But unfortunately for me, that playtest was when I was going to work. So I got to play like 20 minutes of a round and that's it on my own. I think it was the 4th playtest that I played with, and then Zen was going to join me in this playtest, so we're going to play together. It was not only then, though, that we realized that matchmaking was disabled, so we couldn't play together, unfortunately.
But you guys got to play games. Like, you guys
we
got
did
to
get
play
to play it for about 3 hours, yes.
All right.
And, yeah.
Let's break it down. So what is Nightreign? What are we doing here?
Nightreign is a battle royale style game, but it's more like a roguelike than an actual battle royale game. The environment and the way it's set up is battle royale, but it's very much more roguelike, like Hades, basically. That's the way I describe it. You know.
Okay, elaborate, because I'm semi-confused how this works.
You have like specific classes that have specific abilities. You have your Birdman, which is the one that I liked the most. It was like a tank.
Hot too, yeah.
And you also have this ability to like fly up and like crash down to enemies, which is really freaking cool. There was Wilder, who
John Nightreign, yes.
Yeah, so he was like a lighter kind of character, and he had this like really cool move where he just like shoves his fist in you and just explodes you.
Oh yeah,
what?
That was fun.
What?
So Wilder has this gauntlet on him, which works like like Batman's utility belt, where he has the hook shot thing that you can zip to things. He has that. He can turn it basically into a literal grenade bomb and just like bomb that hits someone right in the the testicles, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow, and it explodes him.
Yes.
Yeah. There was class Recluse, which is like your magic character.
Guna Magna,
which, and then there was this other class which I didn't have a chance to play around with, but
not Lady Maria.
Yeah, apparently she was like a DPS, kind of like a dual blade kind of user.
Was. Yeah, so it's Duchess, Recluse, Wilder, and I can't remember the bird one. Eagle.
Bird. Yeah, I forgot the bird's name.
It's the eagle.
Okay, so we're looking at a battle royale roguelike.
Yes.
So it's not a battle royale.
No.
Like it's like a competitive, like it's like a it's a cooperative roguelike where you and 2 other people kind of work together, explore like the lands of Elden Ring, except it's a lot different. You try and battle enemies, get runes, find like new equipment and better weapons, because your weapon will only get you so far. You need to find better stuff, because a lot of them have like different things. Like my build, I started to go for like a Scarlet Rot kind of build to deal like lots of like passive damage. And then and with the runes you find a Site of Grace. It's just one press of a button and you automatically level up, and your character's a lot stronger. Yeah. So you don't spend a lot of time like trying to like carefully level up your character.
It's very fast paced. That's the game.
Yeah. I think they might change it. They might not. I'm not quite sure, but that's how it was for them.
Okay, so I see where the Hades stuff is coming in, because it's like basically you're getting to a Site of Grace, and then you're pressing the button and it's automatically powering you up with whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
But there is a time limit, and also the environment gets smaller and smaller, where there's like a ring of fire that's basically like closing in on you.
So that's the battle royale part.
That's the battle royale part.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like after that, everyone kind of like meets in this small arena. Yeah. And then you have to take on like one of the bosses at night.
Yes.
And basically you have to use like all like the things that you have, and also make sure you don't like use up all your healing flasks before you get in there, because if you get there and if you have no healing flasks, you have no supplies and you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so you can
Sorry. So as the area closes off, are you with the other people in the game? Like, I get how am I wording this correctly? So like the battle royale aspect is it's 100 people on one map. So how many people are to a map?
3.
Yeah, it's
3. Okay.
3. Yeah.
So as this map closes in on you guys and you get to this boss level, all 3 of you can work together to take out the boss.
Literally, yes.
So I was finding that there was 2 different kinds of people when I was playing. There was the people that would stay close to you, and you would take down like big bosses and fortresses together to get the really good loot and kill all the bosses to get more rewards together.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that decided to just fuck off and do their own thing, and they would get themselves killed. And am I going out of my way to help you? No. Because you're way too far.
Can they sabotage you by way of friendly fire? Like, can you?
No.
Okay.
If they sabotage you in any way, then you all suffer.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's no advantage to sabotaging somebody else.
Yeah.
In this,
it is actually cooperative.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then after you either you fall, or if you beat it, you get some kind of like rewards you can use for like we got this like currency thing, and Dil and I were not able to figure out what it was used for.
I think it's something to the main game. It's there's kind of like a currency that you permanently keep after each round that you do in the actual like game. I explored the entirety of the hub area. I did not find a single thing to redeem it. It says though it's redeemable on the round table itself, which the only thing the round table could do at that point was matchmaking, and that's it. So,
So there's nothing to do with the currency yet.
Not yet. I feel like it's going to lead to permanent buffs for your characters, basically, that you can use on them. That's my fear. Because if any roguelike, there's always a permanent buff that you can unlock at some point, basically, for like depending on. And this is probably how this game is going to work.
This is not free to play, right? In any way, shape, or form. This is like an actual purchase.
No.
Okay.
This is $40, I think it is.
Okay, so it is a purchase. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like a full game. Price, which I like, but it's also not like a DLC to Elden Ring, because you don't actually need a copy of Elden Ring just to have it running. I think it's only for like either PC, PlayStation 5, or Xbox. Whatever the fuck Xbox is doing.
I'll
never remember what the fucking name is.
I don't. Yeah, I can't keep up with it.
Yes, it is important to know also.
XX, Series X, Pornhub X.
That's the one. It's important to
Tesla
know as well.
X.
Ew, no. That was a very emphatic ew. Sorry.
Musk returns.
The Musk box.
It's important to know also, apparently there is DLC for this game too in the future, because if you buy the deluxe edition of the game, it includes all the content that comes in from it in the future.
Okay, so I'm assuming there's going to be dungeon packs or something like that, because this
Most likely.
all resolves around dungeons. So
yes. The way it works also is that at the moment there are 2-day cycles. If you make it through both the 2 days, the 3rd day you get transported to the final boss of this dungeon. Which this final boss in the playtest was called Gladius, who was a Cerberus type boss, which could then split into 3 separate dogs that you have to each individually take on, and then merge back into one full like Cerberus dog. And it was really cool.
How about so elephant in the room here. How is the difficulty of this? Is it the same equivalent of like Elden Ring difficulty, or is there a little bit of a leeway in this? Because
there are ways you can break it. I have beaten the final boss. It took me about 6 or 7 attempts to do it.
Oh, so
the way I did it, I got Rivers of Blood, which is one of the most broken bleed weapons in Elden Ring, and still is incredibly broken in Nightreign. Didn't even have to upgrade it.
Okay.
Yeah. It all depends on like RNG finding the not only finding the right weapons and abilities, but also having like other players that are well synchronized. Because the one thing that I think would have made it a lot easier for me is if I was able to communicate with my team where it's like, hey, stay on me. Hey, let's clear this place out.
Like some kind of chat forum or something like that.
Is that not available? Is there not a party?
I think unless you use the PlayStation stuff or in Discord. One of those.
Yeah. I keep that shit muted because I don't fucking care what strangers have to say. It's like, no, you can keep your
if it was me though,
yourself.
Zen would be all over it.
Yeah, big deal. You're doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Fist you till you explode. Or whatever the fuck that was.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. But okay,
Kaboom.
so it does sound like the game is casual friendly.
Really fun.
It sounds casual friendly.
If you're a fan of roguelikes, you'll like it, which I have become quite acquainted with roguelike games, and I do like them. They scratched that itch in my brain that I like. I liked Nightreign very quickly. It didn't take me long to enjoy it. I want to break the game now. I want to break the game so badly.
How are you feeling about it, Zenith?
I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I definitely think that it was that there's probably some things that they could probably change or add to it that could make it like replayable, because right now as it stands, this was awesome. But I'm also wondering like how much bigger the world is going to be, or if there's a way to like customize the matchmaking and make it a more streamlined experience. Like think about it where it's like, okay, instead of like a 3-day cycle, what's like a 5-day or 7-day cycle? Or what if he had to do this but in like places like I don't know, like imagining doing it in the Elden Ring, the capital, or in Caelid. And just so many dragons and just so much bad shit going on.
Right. We're looking at a demo too, or a playtest. So like, I'm sure these things are at a $40 price point. I can't imagine those kind of options wouldn't be there, or there wouldn't be that stuff coming. Because I mean, they have to justify your purchase here.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this thing is successful enough, they continuously add to it more and more dungeons, more and more things and everything. So what the fuck are you talking about, Zen in chat?
Well, Jamie said that you and your bleed runs, so I'm like, Dill's always on the red.
Christ.
No.
For context, I'm currently doing a new playthrough of Elden Ring with bleed only.
Naked and on his period.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, look at you.
No.
Jesus Christ. Every woman's looking at you right now, Zen.
That's what all those blood stains on the floor of the game are when I go to log in.
Yeah, it's just Dill.
Dill on his bench for run.
When was the last time you played Elden Ring again, Eric?
When am I playing Elden Ring again? Eventually. Eventually, soon enough. But trust me, there's something going to go happen with Elden Ring. I got something that we're working on. Don't worry.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I got my copy of Elden Ring back from my buddy. And so I took my PS4 Elden Ring copy, put it in my PS5, and lo and behold, it looks so much better. It runs like fucking butter. I'm like,
it's lovely.
This is the fucking nicest thing.
Yeah.
Wait, you can just pop it into the PS5?
Yes.
Yeah.
PS4 games work on PS5. Do you not know that?
Morgan, what PS4 games do you have?
Yeah.
A bunch.
Wait, Morgan did not know you could put the PS4 disc into the PS5?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know it was backwards compatible.
Not only that, there are also some options to upgrade it to PS5 quality.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like how her mind's blown
Honey.
about the PS4 disc versus the paying for upgrade. She's like, don't tell me you traded all your shit into GameStop and then you got...
Yeah.
No, I actually still have my discs. I am eventually
Good.
going to be swapping over to like digital copies, but I still have all of the physical copies.
Good. I would keep those.
Keep those. Unless they're real shitty games like...
Farming Simulator.
No, Farming
Nah,
Simulator is
there's, like,
fantastic.
There's like The Last Guardian, there's
Kingdom Hearts 1,
God of
2
War.
remix edition. Toss that shit.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, I forget what else. But yeah, I have a bunch of PS4 discs still.
Wow. See, so now you have a whole list of games you can play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, so that is the Elden Ring Nightreign. It's Nightreign. Yep. Is there anything else in the title? Just Nightreign.
Just Nightreign.
That is Elden Ring Nightreign playtest. Do we got a release date on this thing yet? Have they stated
30th of May?
30th
they
of May.
Announced the release date a week prior to the playtest, which was surprising.
Nice.
All right, so we're looking at PlayStation, PC, and whatever the fuck Xbox is doing.
Xbox is doing
fucking variable box, whatever the fuck their thing is.
And the Z box.
time. Anyway.
Whoa, Kaylin's going over to Demi's for dinner? Why was I not invited?
You know,
this happens as often as Dill goes on the rag.
Jesus Christ.
I'm invited too.
I'm going to charge the car. It's so weird when people say that. I got to charge the car before I go. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you just have to drive through the Atlantic. It's fine.
I don't even drive, man. What are you talking about?
Want salad too? I mean, what kind of salad are we talking about here? I'm not a big dressing person, so I'm kind of like picky about dressings.
Yeah, you don't like sauces, do you? Because me and Pal talked about that. Because she loves sauces and you don't like sauces at all.
I'm weird about fucking sauces. I'm weird about sauces.
You'd fit right in with like the older folk in Britain. Because every old people that I served, I like, do you want any sauces? No, we're good.
I'll take sauces.
I do too.
I'm weird about sauces.
Yeah, a lot of times I just eat my salad just without any sauce. If anything,
fuck that. I can't do that.
Me neither.
Yeah, like if anything though, like I'll add if you can find it, like sun-dried tomato and oregano. That's my go-to.
Wow, you're so swank. You're so swank with the oregano and the sun-dried tomato. Okay.
Yeah, slay. Yeah.
A little bit of Parmigiana Reggiano on there or whatever the fuck it is, Okay. Your rich ass.
Hey, Parmigiana Ariana Grande Arigato gozaimasu. Oh, thank you.
No.
I'm weird about fucking sauces. Like Pal was going on about ranch on pizza, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I'd try that. I'd try ranch on pizza.
I did it once, and I'm like, nah, this ain't for me.
I eat my pizza with ranch.
Although the actual pizza crust part with the ranch doesn't bother me.
Oh yeah, I like pizza. That's the reason why I have sauce with my pizza. I eat the pizza and I dip the crust in the sauce.
That doesn't bother me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Dip the crust in the garlic dip.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
Not the actual pizza itself. Morgan, do you put the whole pizza in your ranch sauce?
I actually don't put it in the ranch sauce. I put the ranch sauce on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you drizzle it on there.
So instead of tomato puree or whatever they use ranch instead.
It's not a fucking taco. What's wrong with you?
Listen,
you don't put ranch on tacos.
Yeah,
but then again, you fucking guys put gravy on French fries.
Someone jizzed on your pizza.
What's wrong with gravy on French fries?
I don't roll my pizza up into a taco.
Just
drizzle it on there and then just go.
But what if it's really big pizza? Because that pizza that I had to do the Italian.
New Yorkers will have a word with you, Morgan.
Why?
Because they fold their slices.
Do they really? Oh, I don't fold mine. I just go like, oh.
You eat it sideways?
Yeah.
No, not sideways. It's just like I have to like.
Get the stuff on the pizza.
Stop that! Stop that! That doesn't
Would you
look
two
right.
stop wanking, please?
Okay. So yeah, okay. Anyway, to steer this shit back here. Okay, so yeah,
anyway.
Dip the crust in the ranch. That's cool. All right. I'm not a fan of you taking the pizza with the beautiful topping and the sauce and everything, and then just dunking it into fucking fat and sugar. So what other ones on it? Okay, so like I'll do teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce I'm good with. Mustard's fucking nasty on a lot of things.
Ooh, yeah. English mustard is really, really strong. It's like one of the strongest sauces, I think.
I'll tell you what. Here's the one thing that drives me fucking nuts. All right, the fucking ketchup on eggs.
What's wrong with ketchup?
Okay, that I've not tried.
Oh no. Ugh.
Maybe
scrambled eggs and ketchup
maybe ketchup and scrambled eggs, but otherwise no.
No. I just
scrambled
eat the
eggs. Scrambled eggs like on the side, ketchup.
Although I
Turn it
can't
into a
really talk.
sandwich.
I can't really talk because I feel like someone in the chats here or someone out there is going to fucking comment on this. I've put barbecue sauce on eggs.
Oh, that's good too.
I've not tried
You
that.
Barbecue
hypocrite.
sauce. Yeah.
You
Barbecue sauce is
hypocrite.
pretty good in this. What about? Oh no. The best thing with scrambled eggs, hot sauce. Hot sauce with scrambled
My
eggs.
dad would do that.
Okay,
Delicious.
that one I'm okay with. All right.
Yeah.
Here's a little tip I learned about eggs, all right? A
Mhm.
friend of mine, his wife chimed in with this. You know, most people season their eggs with salt and pepper, right?
Mm-hmm.
She told me
Yep.
take that everything bagel mix
Mm-hmm.
and then season your eggs with that bad boy.
Interesting.
Whole new ball game, folks. Whole new ball game.
Interesting.
So I also use, if you have like if I'm doing like scrambled eggs, like if you're doing pancakes, use a bit of buttermilk and also use up any bacon fat for the eggs.
Yes,
And it
yes,
tastes
yes.
It tastes like bacon.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's good shit too. Like you use that as your. Here in America, they literally sell bacon fat like in a tub, like butter.
Yep.
And
yeah,
then
in
you
the
use that
UK, we don't
Yeah,
get
we
that.
have like 3 like relish jars full of nothing but bacon fat.
Okay. Now we're
Mm.
talking. That's better
It
than
explains why
fucking
the
ketchup on eggs.
U.S. health rate is going down, honestly.
I've actually been loading my scrambled eggs recently with like a bunch of things.
Oh. Like
Put your
herbs,
ranch
spices,
sauce.
Peppers in there. Pepper.
Mayonnaise.
No, stop.
mayonnaise, and escalator.
Zan's actually right about one of those. I actually have been using mayonnaise recently. So I've
on
been
your
using
eggs.
Look, I know
Mayo with eggs? Okay, that's a bit of a line.
If you want someone to fertilize your eggs, just ask.
Are you offering then?
No,
Why are you mentioning eggs
because
like that?
mayonnaise on like eggs is weird unless you're making like freaking egg salad.
Listen,
That
try
is
it.
like those fucking
Whatever you're
people.
into.
I swear, I'm so disgusted right now.
Yeah,
That's like
so
those.
am I.
You might. You know what? You are in the same. No, Demi. Can I fucking ban Demi? I'm the boss. This is where I draw the fucking line. All right, you're bad. That's as bad as the people that put the fucking mayo on a boiled fucking hot dog. All right, like
Oh
no.
Even I draw the line on that.
I don't remember. Have I
You
tried
like your eggs
mayonnaise on
fertilized.
hot dog before? I actually don't remember.
You had mayonnaise on your bagel or whatever the fuck it was.
I have had a bagel before, but it was just like
Yeah, she said it was too sweet. I'm like, it's a fucking bagel. It's
It
not a
was.
donut.
Your brother agrees.
He was just trying to be nice.
No, he wasn't. He was being honest.
I'm gonna sit. Someone take us out of this fucking
Morgan,
despair.
he was trolling you.
End it now. End the suffering.
He was trolling you, Morgan.
I'm gonna smack you.
Oh, Lee.
Oh
Stop
my
that.
god! I'm about to unalive myself. Someone save me. Someone save us here.
Someone
Well,
hand
I-
him the toaster.
Seriously,
also-
I'm about ready to go toss the toaster in the fucking bathtub with me in it after hearing that.
Fun fact, Eric, they sell toaster bath bombs in the UK.
No.
I'm not joking.
That's
That's a thing.
That's a great
Oh.
message to send.
No.
Sometimes I love fucking British humor. They're like, here's a toaster bath bomb.
Yeah.
It's quite dark sometimes.
That's oh my god. You know what?
Yeah.
It's called
Yeah,
okay.
before-
I'm looking at the chat here. Demi says it's called being European. No wonder fucking America is annoyed with you guys. Look at this shit.
Yeah. The next thing
No.
we know, the British is going to start coming up with tea bags where you open it up and it's a tea bag that looks like a male scrotum. You just dunk it right.
Oh,
That's what I was gonna say.
I
That's
fucking
an insult
can't.
to tea, that.
Freaking
Jesus
British
Christ.
humor.
I can't. The rest of the world is annoyed by the U.S. Touche.
That's
Too fucking
true, we
shit.
are.
Yeah.
Too fucking shit.
think,
We
you
all
know.
hate each other.
Mhm.
I'm starting to think our reasons are more valid. Fucking mayonnaise on eggs. Leave. No.
I mean, I put mustard in it too, and then like
Mayo
I've been putting.
mustard.
Listen, it.
You're ruining it.
Not
What are
much.
those
Just
chickens
try it.
ever do to you?
Just try it.
Make it... Morgan,
sorry,
you're
do
digging
you
the
have
hole
a-
deeper. Stop it.
Do
Get
you
some
have
help.
a chemical imbalance? Like what the the hell are you doing?
All right. So, what about the rest of these ingredients? Are they normal? Because like I put like black pepper, cayenne, parsley, chives, green onions.
Okay,
Sometimes
that sounds like some Gordon Ramsay gourmet shit right there. Up until you're like, I'm gonna put mayo on this, Gordon.
Mayo.
Take that to Master Chef. See what he says.
Gordon
like,
Ramsay
fucking
was
mayo.
saying, like a
fuck is this?
What
yeah,
the
he
fuck
was
is
saying like a
this?
whole bunch of like kitchen like mafia members to your
seriously.
house.
The Ramsay hit squad are on this case.
He will literally beat you over the head with a toaster and just like stuff your carcass in the bathtub.
No.
Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. We gotta move on from move on for
games.
this nightmare. All right, Dil, talk about Yakuza 0, please, before I go buy a toaster bath bomb.
Can you first sing Dame Dene for us?
Yeah. So Yakuza 0 was probably one of the best games I've played this year so far. Honest to God. It was really damn well good. I thought the ending was really climactic and had a really, strong, a really strong like end boss battle with both characters, Majima and Kiru. And it ends on kind of like a high note for Kiru and a low note for Majima, really, I'd say. Which leads them down to the path that they end up taking for the future of the entire franchise, pretty much. It's a really good prequel and a really good origin for both characters. And I really, really enjoyed it. I recommend 0 first to anyone so you can introduce these characters and then go on the journey that is Yakuza, which I will eventually get to once I'm done with all the other games I'm going to finish. I gave it a solid 9.75 out of 10, mainly because there's a post-credit scene that really was a cherry on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah. My one regret, though, with it is I didn't explore more and do more of the side quests, because there was a shit ton that I missed that I couldn't
Isn't this game like 80 hours long or something like that?
So it took me 45 hours to beat it without doing everything. If you do absolutely everything, it could go up to 100 hours.
And you want more side quests.
Well, that's the thing. There's like a bunch of things that I missed, including apparently there's a side quest where you can get a chicken as a manager. And he's called Nugget. I'm not joking.
I am sold. I would literally play this game into the ground. I want to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then there's the cult of Shirupipi as well.
So
what?
The cult of Shirupipi. I'm not joking.
So I forget exactly who sent this to me. So someone mentioned that Yakuza is what happens when you have like a Korean drama.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really well written with a great story. And then occasionally every like 20 minutes or half an hour, all of a sudden becomes like an episode from The Simpsons.
The way the description that you're talking about there, it's basically what if The Godfather had an episode of The Simpsons in between.
I was just
That's basically Yakuza. That is Yakuza right there.
I was just gonna say this sounds like it's The Sopranos with like Simpsons humor mixed right in.
Literally is, and there's so many mini games in this game as well that you'll get lost in it. I guarantee you.
I'm sold.
And what else was I going to say? I'm trying to think what else I was going to say about Yakuza. I've lost my train of thought.
This really does sound like a fantastic game. You've been going on for this for
really
like
is.
3 pods now, and you've been really enjoying it.
It's really is. And the thing is, I got forced into playing it, and I actually ended up really enjoying it. So, like, yeah, it was really damn well good. And I recommend the Yakuza 0 to anyone. And then it'll probably let the gateway to all the rest of the Yakuza games that are available. Because in the mainline series alone, there are 9 Yakuza games.
Oh, my God.
Yes. And that's in the mainline series. There are spin-offs as well in it, too.
Of course there are.
Yeah.
So, Dil, all I have to say is Dame Dene, Dame Yo, Dame Nanayo, Ante Kazuki.
He's actually got it in his head now. Yeah, there is also karaoke, by the way, and that's one of those songs you can sing. Yeah.
Okay. This there are. Where's the? Oh my God, there are.
Yeah. This game's franchise started in 2005, and it's still going to this day.
And it has... Apparently it's made by Sega.
It's made by Sega, and the developer is RGG Studios. So Sega's
my
the
favorite
publisher.
part of this, it literally said the 2025 release is called Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
And literally people are like not only praising that game, but also taking the piss out of Ubisoft for Skull and Bones.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor Ubisoft.
Literally, one of the reviews I saw was a joke on the whole quadruple A game, where I was like, GG Studios managed to make a quintuple A game, and it's actually good.
Is Ubisoft still a thing? Like, are
As
they
far
still
as
a
I'm
company?
aware. As far as
Yeah.
I'm aware. I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is still due to release in March.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
Oh,
Okay, so is Yakuza 0 basically just a remake of Yakuza?
Yakuza 0 is the prequel to Yakuza.
Oh.
If you want to play the remake of Yakuza, Yakuza Kiwami is the remake of it.
I
They
see.
basically released 0 in 2015, and then the following 2 years, they released the remake for 1 and 2, and then remastered the rest of them. Basically.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
Oh, there's okay, so they've remade a couple of them,
2 of them.
but most of them are still sitting like in PS4.
Mhm.
Thing. Okay,
But if
and
you
then-
want to save some money, if you have the Xbox Game Pass on PC, you can play them all through there.
okay, there you go.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Dill's been going on about Yakuza for a while now. I'm glad he enjoyed it. I think I think
Now
this
I've
is on
moved back
Dill's
on.
list of recommendations.
Yes, for this year.
I'm working on Phoenix Rising, which is Ubisoft. That's what the chat here says. Well, I mean, yeah. But I was wondering if there's anything coming from Ubisoft. Weren't we
I've
supposed to
heard
get like
that
some
game's
big
actually really good.
Assassin's Creed Ninja game?
Yeah, it got delayed twice.
Yeah.
That shit ain't
Actually,
coming.
don't even remember if I pre-ordered
It,
that.
That
I
shit
mean,
ain't
it's
coming.
scheduled to come out next month in 4 weeks' time. Who knows?
Yeah, that's
I gotta see.
that's coming. Okay. Yakuza 0, there you go. Xbox Game
Mm.
Pass on all looks like your, PlayStation, PC formats.
Yep, all of them.
All right. Zenith.
Yeah.
You went ahead and you did some Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, I finally got myself into some Yeehaw Skyrim.
Yeehaw
been-
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim, that's definitely a way of put words.
So, so this game's been great. But the biggest journey was actually being able to play the game. Because, so I was gifted Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC over the holiday. I'm like, that's great. My PC's going to melt. But then eventually, like 2 weeks after I was gifted it, I got myself, was given a PS5. So, but I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PlayStation because like I was watching like a whole bunch of videos like about like how beautiful the game is and how like how much love put into it, and I was just absolutely blown away by him. So I tried sometime early January I went to GameStop because I had like a whole bunch of trade credit, as I mentioned, where I have money put into the PlayStation 7, as we discussed a couple of podcasts ago.
PlayStation 7.
So the thing is, though, so they have this really good deal, GameStop, where they had Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PlayStation 4 being sold for $19.99.
Nice.
It was a really good price. But unfortunately, it completely sold out of Ontario. Like, I would have to go to, like, almost Detroit just to pick up a physical
Ooh.
copy.
Damn.
What the hell?
Ugh.
Yep. So I was like, all right, fine. You know what? I'm going to pay the extra $9 to have it shipped to Toronto. And it said, sorry, but we don't allow that for this title. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I just want a copy. So unfortunately, I was not able to get a physical copy. So I tried looking at like different places like Walmart, Best Buy. I went to about 12 to 15 different stores. I'm not kidding.
Jesus.
So eventually I decided, you know what? I think this is the universe telling me that I should not be playing this game. So I bought it for full price by downloading it digitally for the PlayStation 5.
Nice.
There you go.
$80 down the drain.
$80 down the drain.
Go.
Do you
Yeah.
not have like? Do you not have like used independent like game stores in your area? Like mom and pops?
No.
Like CX?
I mean, they used to, but I don't.
They're not a thing right
Yeah.
now. Basically.
I mean, I have to like go downtown.
Okay. Are we
Oh.
scared of downtown?
No, it's just I don't know. I've with streaming an awful lot as I have been, and with trying to prepare for the scene do trip that never even happened, and then all of a sudden me trying to do looking at apartments. I've just had like no time. It's like, you know what, fuck it. I just need a game where I can just turn off my brain and to be goddamn motherfucking Martha Morgan.
So you paid $80 for this.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
$80 for self-care.
How much
And
is Red
it's
Dead
been
Redemption?
worth it. I've been enjoying myself.
That's good.
Yeah, Dill is looking and I'm looking. Hold on here.
I think for me, it's probably really cheap.
I think Zenith might have been
Steam
moved in
version
hose
is
here.
$60. Probably has.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because I gifted it to him on Steam and they would not refund it.
Amazon.
Yeah, Morgan tried to refund it for me.
Yeah,
Well, did you
'cause
play
he
it for
asked
over
me.
2 hours?
No.
No, they just didn't accept it
Why is it in gym?
for no reason. Like, I didn't play it. What do you mean?
In the US, the Ultimate Edition is $29.99.
In the UK, if you want the PS4 version, you can get it for like. The Prime one you can get for about 28 quid. The used one you can get for 17 quid.
What is up with Canada? Why is it so expensive
Yeah.
up there?
No, it was $19, but I paid the digital version.
Yeah.
This
then
is the
it's also-
digital version, $29.99.
Jesus.
Oh.
Should have waited for a sale, mate.
I just wanted to play my fucking game. I was tired of waiting.
This is one of those things where I'm like, I've
most
got to
of
make
them.
you feel guilt about this. Like you couldn't. They have like
I've
a
been trying
PlayStation.
to play this game. I waited long enough. I've been trying to get this fucking game for 2 fucking months.
I
and it
feel
just
like-
would not materialize. It's
I feel
what?
like
No, I'm making this happen.
I feel like I could have just bought the cop because I could not find a PS5 copy. I was like, they must not have made it. So I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I feel
so-
like I could have just bought a PS4 copy for like $10 and shipped it up to you.
Yeah,
And
there was
then
actually a couple people that offered to buy it, but they all forgot. So I was like, well, I want this game now.
I would have
Sir,
bought
you
it
got-
for you.
Sir, you
Oh.
got to
So
call your
you-
friends. You got to be like, yo,
Yeah.
I can't find this disc. I'm about to pay $80. I'm going to be like, no, that is stupid. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
On today's episode of Dumb Things Zen did, he bought a full game for $80 when he could have got it for like a quarter of the price.
Not only that, it's like a 10-year-old game for $80.
Ouch.
Yeah.
7-year-old
Well,
game.
Not only that, I wanted
All right,
to get
stop making him feel
Persona
bad.
3 Reload for my brother for his birthday.
Yeah.
And then I realized that, oops, I bought the PS5 version. He has a PS4. And then I tried to find the PlayStation 4 version of it. And they're like, oops, we actually don't have this.
Just give him the
there's not a single
PS4 that
copy
you
in-
have.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no, he already has his own PS4.
Oh, okay.
So I just like, you know what? I am not doing this fucking shit again. So I just got a $75 gift card, got my refund, and I'm never doing this shit again. Fuck video
Never
games.
buying another video game again.
No.
How did you get Red Dead for PS5? Because I looked on the the
just
PlayStation.
It doesn't
downloaded it
exist.
digitally.
I tried to
doesn't
find
exist. No, they
Yeah,
don't.
I
they
tried
haven't
to
updated
find it.
PS5.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I only
Yeah.
see the PS4
Yeah,
version.
I
of the
went-
That's the
PlayStation
only
I
one that
went
exists.
I went to all the booths. I talked to all the guys I know that have this stuff. I go to all my local stores. They all like
Huh.
PS4 copies up the ass, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's no fucking PS5 copy. Finally, I came to the realization,
No.
like, oh, they never printed a PS5 copy. Like,
They
it
didn't
never
update it.
Mind you,
happened.
though, on the PlayStation 5, it runs very well. Like,
Yeah,
it
that's
looks
what I'd imagine.
gorgeous.
Hmm.
That's what I'd imagine. But like,
Yeah,
I went,
it's
I'm like,
Yeah, like it's like I think the reason why it's still full price or at least a high price is because it's graphically scales up when you pop it in the PS5 because like no slowdowns and I'm able to drive my horse's carts off a cliff at 60 FPS.
60 frames per second. Yeah, full fidelity. Ray tracing.
Great.
You can actually see the like water shine off the horse as it hits its head.
Oh, so on to the game itself. Not only has it been so nice and relaxing to be able to just run around as a cowboy, but also do some really just stupid shit because I love just like when my inner chaos gremlin just comes out. So
fun,
Morgan,
isn't
what was
it?
one of the things I did yesterday?
You thought your horse was a unicorn. I mean, not a unicorn. Well, you thought it was a Pegasus and you thought it could fly, but you found out that it couldn't.
Unicorns can fly.
Yes, like, wait. Oh, yeah, because that's right, because there's like unicorn.
It's a magical
Pegasus
horse.
things.
It's a magical horse.
Yeah.
Magical horse.
It was not a magical horse.
Oh, yeah. It didn't shit rainbows and marshmallows.
Yeah. And what was it? It was during it was a mission where there was like an emotional speech that was going on, and I was driving like a horse and buggy, and I just had to just see if I could drive the whole horse and buggy off a cliff. Without fail. Mid conversation, someone's just like, "I believe in you, Arthur Morgan." Ah!
God damn it, Arthur!
God damn it, Arthur.
What's it do like when you pet the horse? Or everyone's like, "That a girl" or some shit like that. When you like pet and brush the horse, you like soothes her and comforts her like, "That a girl." Relax.
Oh my gosh. There was like a couple of missions I had to just redo a few times. One was because some guy was like threatening some lady, so I decided to like let him run out of town, but I was aiming my gun at him the entire time. I tried to shoot his hat off, and unfortunately the game did not like that.
Nice.
You missed his hat.
Did you do the whole drunk segment? Like when you like are in the bar with your buddy? Do the fucking drunk segment. It's wild.
And then the other one was there's a whole bunch of ladies that were in the car. They were singing. So I decided it's like, all right, if they're going to be singing, I'm going to just ride this horse and buggy on train tracks.
Nice.
Right.
Wreck somebody else's commute. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. I'm quite happy with it. So it's been my turn brain off chaos gremlin kind of game.
Nice. All right, Morgan. What do we got going on in Baldur's Gate? Oh, I'm sorry. Both you and Zenith did Wizardry Remake. So what do we got going on in Wizardry Remake?
Yeah.
I recently finished it, and I probably needed to be a higher level to do.
Okay, so you did something impressive. By the way, it sounds.
Kind of. I think I may have gotten just a little bit lucky, but yeah, I probably really needed to be a higher level to go into the last fight, but
yeah,
I managed to pull it off.
Yeah, you got very lucky. You may have forced RNG in your favor, but also the biggest thing was not having your level drained.
Yeah, because I would have really gotten screwed over.
Because there were monsters that would, if they like touched you, they would drain you like 4 levels, and your HP would drop from like 120 to like 60.
Ooh, half it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an anxiety-inducing experience, but it was also really exhilarating too, because I was like, am I going to be able to do this? And then to realize that I can actually go ahead and complete this. So that was actually pretty exciting. So I got that one done and out of the way. I've actually been playing that for like a couple of months, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it's a great, like, I mean, obviously I've never played the original, but I think it's great for like a remake. It's a lot of fun.
Was it a long playthrough?
I think my hours are like over 60 in that game.
Okay. Yeah. That's a long playthrough. bumpy road or just kind of like ups and downs here and there?
Oh, it was definitely a bumpy road. Like the amount of times that obviously like I'll keep like information to a minimum to avoid spoilers and whatnot, but the amount of times that I've had to send parties in to recover other ones, and then there's a few times that I had to make completely new characters because they were just the ones that were in the maze were just gone.
Oh.
Yep. Morgan had many party wipes. Quite a few party members were just eaten.
Yeah.
Just like gone.
Fuck.
It's their fault being tasty.
It's hilarious because I had like one person that got eaten the first time. I recreated them and they got eaten again. That one person got eaten twice.
Why'd
Sounds
you make
like
him
hell.
just as tasty? Why didn't you just spread mayo on him so he wouldn't be eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Think smarter, not harder.
Next place,
But-
do that.
Did you have anything else on the Wizardry remake, Zenith? Anything exciting happen with
Well-
your end of it?
So I started my interactive Twitch chat plays Brutal RPG, which is actually the Wizardry remake. And safe to say that everyone survived the first week without any
Cannibalism?
Well, a couple people died, but like we were able to bring them back. But it was interesting seeing people were a bit more like wise to like how dangerous it can be in the dungeon, and because in these kinds of games, it is if you are if you're overconfident, you can get fucked so hard and just lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, everyone had fun. And I'm definitely it's like a once in a month kind of thing that I do, and I kind of run it like a D&D campaign for anyone that doesn't know, and give everyone the power of choice, power to work together, the power to like choose their own portraits and whatnot. So everyone's got their own custom portraits when they send their characters out, so you can see what they look like, and everyone gets to choose their own team names and like discuss strategies. Once I actually have a very detailed like spreadsheet with like multiple tabs that has like maps, information that people can just like look up and reference. It feels like you're playing like those like really old, like a really detailed like old fashioned D&D campaign where you'd have like charts and maps and like just like an encyclopedia of information.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the whole idea into it.
There you go. That's the Wizardry remake.
Mm.
It's very, very like it is old school RPG, like text based, like minimal graphical fidelity RPG, right? Like it's straight.
For the remake, it actually has graphics, like it's first person, and you get to like wander around the maze, and it's interactive. But it just has some bugs where all of a sudden, like you go to town, and then everyone just looks like a Dil.
Hi.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just got a lot of silly bugs, but other than that, yeah.
That's
Funny.
weird. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I've actually had instances where for whatever reason I have like custom portraits for everybody, and then like the game breaks and that one portrait is literally every character in that group.
Oh, what's up?
Ooh,
It
that's
was
weird.
I've
weird.
duplicated myself.
I had 6 of the same person.
that's weird.
It very
Yeah.
much sounds weird, yeah. Is this a
Yeah.
game that I have to play as punishment?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Morgan,
Being
I became CEO, the commissioner. I also became the HR, and I'm also the janitor.
Nice.
Not bad.
You're a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool
All right,
deals.
Wizardry remake.
Now on to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, what happened in Baldur's Gate 3? Are you just going and bugging poor Astarion again? You
So the
just
funny
Oogle at
thing
him?
is, what's hilarious is that I've started probably 3 separate playthroughs of this in like several months. It's like I was doing a sort of neutral-ish kind of like trick everybody sort of run. And then I decided that I was going to do kind of a little bit more of an evil route. And then this past time that I restarted it, I'm kind of doing like more of like a good route, I guess you could say. So I'm actually still in Act 1, but because of like the other playthroughs that I started within Act 1, I learned more things than I actually knew before. So I'm actually exploring those, doing the good route this time. So I think it's really interesting.
Interesting.
A little fun and excitement for you. Pal actually started a Baldur's Gate 3 run.
Oh,
We did okay, so if you guys have not done this yet, you also have to be careful when you do this because there are some repercussions if you make changes. I did the whole Steam family share, and I put Pal's account in my family group. So like my whole Steam library like just dumped into Pal's library.
Oh,
so like you can actually like it's I wholeheartedly people you trust and you know would want in your family group. You guys can all share your games amongst each other.
Yes.
So a little tangent here. We'll talk about Steam Family Share. So like you basically create a family group in your Steam account. You invite these people to your family group and their libraries will now be accessible in yours and your libraries will be accessible in theirs. There are some like drawbacks to it. Like if you both want to play the game at the same time, you both need to have a copy. But like if I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever, Pal can be playing Baldur's Gate 3 and vice versa. So Pal's like, I'm gonna go do a Baldur's Gate 3 run, and she made herself an orc fighter, I think she is, and
nice.
she's playing her way through it now. Pal loves the orcs or half orcs or whatever, so she's playing through this playthrough now, and like she's really really enjoying it because she actually really likes Dungeons and Dragons. So like all the dice references and all the things like that really really do like hype her up, and the decision making and the actual role-playing elements of Baldur's Gate really hit her differently than I think some players because she actually really enjoys Dungeons and Dragons. So she's been playing through that a little bit. But yeah, Steam Family Share, there's a lot you can do. There are some drawbacks to Steam Family Share. Like if you leave a family library, you cannot join another one for a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And the reason they do that is so you're not buying access to like other people's accounts. You know, people go sell like slots in their family share for $30 or whatever. You go play whatever they have and then you sign out of their family and then move on to the next one. They do that to avoid those kind of situations, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So like if you leave a family share, you cannot join one for a year.
Okay. Interesting.
So
but all in all, Morgan, Baldur's Gate 3 playthroughs all going well so far for you?
Yeah. Yeah, because like I'm just basically I've learned some things from my previous times of starting Act 1. So I know that there's like a timeline in which you can get certain things done. So like I'm at least not making those mistakes again with this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like now I know that I need to do certain things before I do other things. Otherwise, they basically become locked and you can't access them later.
That's fair enough. And how many hours do you have now in Baldur's Gate 3?
Total or for like this playthrough?
Total.
I think 160 something out. Wait, maybe it's like 190 something.
And you haven't gotten past Act 1 in any of them?
Because like I joined like a couple of groups where people like a couple of like some people that were playing it and like I would be joining in their groups and then playing their playthroughs, and then I had like my own playthroughs that I did. Let me see how many hours I've got in Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, I've got 196 actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So another 200 hours in total with all the playthroughs you've done with friends and also your own personal playthroughs.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you actually finished the game?
I have not. I was playing with someone. We got up to like the beginning of like Act 3, but like so I haven't explored like practically all the paths or anything yet. So I've been pretty good with like trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible until like I can really fully explore the game. But that was only just like one route that I know about, at least those events, but I don't know like what else might have occurred in like Act 2 that was not explored, or even the beginning of part of Act 3 that was not explored either. In fact, in my own playthrough of Act 1, I discovered some things that I didn't encounter in like friends' playthroughs either. So yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's a
favorite
massive
character other than Astarion.
Yeah, it's big. Wait, like favorite companions?
Yeah, other than Astarion, because he doesn't count.
Did you say Astarion doesn't count?
Everyone loves Astarion. Anyone who I know who's played Baldur's Gate loves Astarion.
Jeff Goldblum. Everyone loves Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's basically the Jeff Goldblum of the freaking Baldur's Gate 3 universe.
Well, aside from Astarion, I usually have Shadowheart and Karlach in my group.
Okay, cool. Anyone you romanced?
On one playthrough.
She did Shadowheart.
Shadowheart. Is it Shadowheart?
No, on one playthrough, I did start to romance Astarion. I learned a little bit more about his personality, so I wasn't able to do the romance quite as easily the first time. Funny enough, in my asshole run, it's easier. But like I'm doing sort of a challenge where I'm wondering if like I might still actually be able to kind of romance him even in like a good playthrough. So I'm beginning to discover if that's a thing or not. As for like who else I might consider romancing in the future, I'm not sure because like there are some companions that like I'm still not entirely sure how I really feel about them character wise. And then there's like some that I haven't really interacted with a whole lot. And I'll be honest, I frequently leave Gale in camp.
Gale's annoying.
I actually like Gale.
Yeah.
I think like once you get past that, like he's a great character to have. Dialogue wise.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I should give Gale more of a chance because to be honest, there's and obviously I won't mention much because of like spoilers and whatnot, but there's like a thing about Gale and I just kind of let him live with it in camp.
Jesus, some shame.
I'm just like,
shame.
You can go have your issues. And then just like, I did start taking Will with me for this playthrough, but it was just something about his personality is not quite jiving with me, I guess. So, I was originally just going to leave Astarion back in the camp for like most of the playthrough, but I was like, nah, I think I'm just going to bring him back into the group. And I don't know, I might, out of curiosity, kind of attempt a romance with Shadowheart or Karlach at one point or another, because that's like a thing that I did in like also in like the Dragon Age games, where like I basically just explored every romance path with like practically everybody. But
I really like that as in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I did that too. So yeah,
I get that. What was that said?
What? I just said explore woman.
Explore women hot.
Explore women.
Explore the women.
This is how Zen picks people up. Women hot, pick up.
I think it's funny because like I'm hetero and I'm just like, you both are hot.
Damn.
Yeah.
That means you're a bit curious.
Basically, it's just you're hetero until you're not.
Yeah.
I honestly think that I will probably end up exploring like every romance path because I
explore
want
every hole.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to explore like every aspect of the game possible because I just kind of like to know like how everything is all laid out, how the story unfolds and stuff like that. Because like games like these, they scratch a certain itch for me where it's like I want to explore every possible path in the game because the storytelling is just that good.
It really is. Baldur's Gate 3 really is a masterpiece in terms of video games. It's literal near perfection.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably it's unbelievable how incredibly like near perfect that game is. It's damn good.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Baldur's Gate 3.
Now
let's see
it's
here.
Eric's turn.
All right, what do you want to know? What do we want to know?
How did you like the Alan Wake 2 ending?
The game is okay, where do I even go with this? Alan Wake 2 has some of the most incredible storytelling in a video game. It is
True.
dark. It is gloomy. It is creepy. It hits all these points of like nervousness. It hits every like aspect of what a good thriller should be, right? But the gameplay in this game is near miserable. Combat is near miserable.
Yeah.
It's not very what is it? It's not very forgiving.
No.
It's not very forgiving at all.
How was the beach fight?
The beach fight's a bitch.
It is. It
That
so
is a
Holy
fucking
shit.
nightmare. That is the
really is.
The only aspect of that game. The beach fight. Which part of the beach fight are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about when they're rocking out, like when they're playing the song.
Okay, the actual
made.
like the mild spoiler alert here. It's like the raid segment of this game.
Yeah.
What are they called again? What are the bad guys called again? The darkness or something like that.
The dark summoning, the dark
dark summons or whatever they're called. You're just raided by these things constantly on a beach. It's like literally a raid segment, and they just keep coming at you and coming. That is the only part of the game where I turned the difficulty down one notch. Because
I did not.
I kept getting to like 3/4 of the way through near the end or whatever, and like you run out of ammo, you go to grab ammo, something's fucking throwing shit at you, and it knocks you on the floor. And I said, fuck this, I'm annoyed with this, I'm just going to drop it a level so I can get through this. After that, I flipped it right back, and I had no problems.
You want to know a fun fact as well, Eric, about that bit? I got lucky when I beat it. I literally was on my last little like HP bar. I was about to die. I killed the last guy, and I was like, is it over?
Yeah.
Is it over?
It's very, very unforgiving in terms of difficulty. Like it will just keep coming at you. And I knew this is what was going to happen when it throws you right into Nightingale at the beginning of the game. Like it literally throws you into the Nightingale fight. And honestly, that is straight difficult if you have no idea what to expect when you're going into it. There's no build up to that fight. It's literally just like you're doing some exploring, boom, 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 and it happens, and it kind of fucks with you in a way. But the last segments of this game are incredibly difficult if you're not like focusing. It's near borderline near unenjoyable because like you're just focusing and focusing and focusing trying to get through this stuff. It is very, very difficult. The combat in this game is very bad. But again, but like it's counteracted with some of the best storytelling you will find in a video game.
Yes.
And some of the best like use of like creepy elements to frighten you. There are jump scares in this game, literal jump scares that will fuck with your head, and it's so well done. And then till you get to the actual combat segments of the game, and then it kind of flips itself around, and you're kind of like, well, shit, why am I still dealing with this? I do like the whole concept of like how control is involved and like control, the Department of Control and all things. Like I've already gotten Control downloaded. Like that's next in this pile here. Yeah, there's next in this pile here is to get through Control.
Yes,
because
they're working on Control 2 and Alan Wake 3 as well in the future.
So like as much difficulty as I had with Alan Wake 2, I still think this Remedy's making some of the best games ever out there right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And I loved Alan Wake 1. I thought Alan Wake 1 was great. Like the combat, I felt it was a little funky, a little weird, but it all around it was playable. This was much more difficult.
Yeah, I feel like if they work on the combat a bit more, they'll make a well-rounded game.
But incredibly good game. Just needs a lot of work in terms of like gameplay and stuff. But the full motion video, the use of like actual human actors and some of the cinematic segments of the game, the use like Sam Lake's acting is phenomenal in this.
It is. Yeah, it's so damn good.
It's a really, really well done game in terms of storytelling. Phenomenal storytelling. Fantastic.
Without spoilers, what was your reaction to the ending? Did it leave you confused? Did it leave you distraught? Did it leave you just like, what?
I'm a little bit what? Like I'm kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, huh? What's going on?
Yeah.
But then again, it wouldn't be Alan Wake if you weren't like, what?
Yeah.
And that's that's what Alan Wake is. It's leaves you fucking like, what the hell did I just play for 25-30 hours?
Yeah.
Literally, what the hell did I just experience? But great game. Great game. Needed work, but it was a damn good game. Yeah, not much to add to that one. I think it is currently on sale in the PlayStation Camp. It's definitely go play it. It's definitely one of those ones you should play. I would do Alan Wake, I would do Control, and I would do Alan Wake 2 on your list of games to play.
And then if you want, do the DLC for Alan Wake 2 as well, because there is some DLC.
Is it tied into anything important, or is it kind of just there?
It's kind of there. It's kind of like what the first DLC is, just kind of there. It's just kind of like what if stories.
Yeah.
And then the second DLC is like a prequel to Alan Wake 2.
Interesting. Takes place after Control or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, that is that's Alan Wake 2. I finally finished a Twilight Princess playthrough. I've never finished Twilight Princess.
Huh.
Did you enjoy it?
Twilight Princess is kind of just there.
Ooh, interesting.
It's kind of just there. Is it good? Yes.
Yes.
I think Wind Waker's better.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And I see Zenith kind of sitting and listening, and he's kind of like,
No, it's like I know a lot of people that that prefer Wind Waker over Twilight Princess. I mean, I know people that prefer, like, where they say that Phantom Hourglass is their favorite Zelda, and that's my least favorite Zelda game.
Yeah, that's that one's a little weird.
It's really, honestly, just with Zelda, it's different strokes for different blokes. The only thing is, like, I prefer, the classic Zeldas over the new ones because, I like having a purpose to
Wait,
go
is
through
Twilight
the
Princess
dungeons.
your favorite?
Twilight Princess is not. It's
okay.
Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, and then Twilight Princess.
Okay, so I think
it's
I knew Twilight Princess was like in your ones of your list of revered ones.
Yeah,
it's an okay game. I do think
it starts off strong.
It starts off really strong.
Yeah.
And then I would say about 75% of the way through the game, when you start doing like all that side quest stuff to try and get to, I think, like Seeing the Sky, that's where the game really,
it really,
you can tell that it feels rushed and that they didn't really have a lot of time and space to finish it up, and it just feels kind of just lazy.
It was interesting because like
it was in development hell.
It's a weird one in a sense, like, because like you go through all this work to get to City in the Sky, lots of fetch questing, and then you get to City in the Sky, and then City in the Sky is just this long drawn out, dungeon, quote unquote. It's just this long drawn out dungeon that's too long. City in the Sky is legit too long. And then it kind of like picks itself back up at the end until I find out, spoiler alert, you have to fight fucking Ganon on the fucking horse. And this was one of those things we talked about, one of our most hated moments in video games. Mine is literally Twilight Princess chasing escaping the fucking thing in the buggy.
Anyone that I know that runs like random buses for Twilight Princess never really enjoys the horse part because it's always bullshit RNG. I mean, thankfully I understand enough of the fight to try and get an idea, but it's still sometimes where you're just caught in a loop where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna be knocked off my horse for like the next 10 fucking minutes. And especially like rough when I'm trying to like speed run and trying to get through the last bit. It's like, I just want this to be fucking done and over with.
The horse segments of that game are literal horse shit. I'm like,
the actual Ganon sword fight though,
that is cool. The Ganon sword fight is very, very cool. It's not as cool as fucking Tears of the Kingdoms is, but no, the sword fight is pretty cool at the end of Twilight Princess. I will say, as much as this game's kind of like not the most elaborate Zelda or the most amazing Zelda, I do think Mipha is one of the most interesting characters, I think, in this series. She was kind of just like off in this dark world that had like kind of like she had a lot of I feel like she had depth to her, or am I just crazy thinking this? She kind of just like holds a lot of stuff back until she just vomits it out all on you.
Nice.
Like her background, where she came from, what happened to her kingdom, and all that kind of stuff. And like, mild spoiler alert, it's like she doesn't like Zelda. but they're in more of an agree to disagree kind of thing, and then she just goes back to her world.
Mm-hmm.
So
doesn't she go back to her world as her true form as well?
Yeah, she goes back to her world as her true form.
Yeah,
honestly, Twilight Princess has the best ending to a Zelda game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to
Because
argue
you get
that.
to see that Midna is hot.
Yes.
I'm not gonna. It's not the best ending. It's not the best ending. But I'm not going to argue that it's
hot. It's worth it.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue that
sure
it's a weak
I show
ending.
the credits because, like, when I run all my randomizers, as soon as I beat the game, like, I immediately change scenes. Like, hey guys, we did it. Let's go. That's another one on the list. And then I, rate out. With Twilight Princess, like, we watched the cutscenes because don't worry, guys, the best part's coming.
Yes.
I wouldn't argue that it's not, or how would I say this? When people say it's a good ending, I do think it's a good ending. I do think it's a reasonably good ending. Mipha's an interesting character. I think they should have done more with her, but like she is genuinely an interesting character. Yeah, it's not bad. Twilight Princess is okay. The City in the Sky thing is miserable. The horse buggy shit is miserable. But all in all, some good dungeons are in this game.
Yeah, Twilight Princess has some very good dungeons, and that's actually something that. So I know, like, a lot of people say, "Oh, Wind Waker's better," and so I can see that argument. But when you look at Twilight Princess has dungeons that are a lot stronger and a lot more variety in theme than Wind Waker does, because Wind Waker, when it came to the dungeons, save for maybe Forbidden Woods and Forsaken Fortress, I felt that all the dungeons were a slog, and I just like couldn't wait for me to get over them. Whereas the Twilight Princess ones, like, I had a generally good time exploring them, except for maybe City of the Sky and Twilight Palace and and the very underwhelming Temple of Time.
Oh, it is
And
mid. I kept saying
Lake Bed
Mipha, it's
Temple
mid.
is
Just
the
saying Mipha,
best
which
water
is
temple.
the other person.
Lake Bed Temple is the best water temple, and I will not hear any slander against it.
Aren't water levels normally shit in games?
I would agree about like
The water
It's
temples
actually
are
my favorite
always
water
miserable.
temple.
Water temples are always fucking miserable in Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And water levels are miserable in general in any game. There's not one game that I can think of as a good water level at all.
I
No,
think,
you're shit.
I feel like, at least for me, my preference, I liked Lake Bed the most in terms of like water temples, and then I would say Ocarina of Time's water temple was like maybe my second.
What
even
is
though it's
wrong
long.
with you?
It looks pretty too. Come on.
I just see all these games come out on
What
Switch
is
too.
wrong
That's all
with
that has
you?
happened.
There's so many good temples in fucking Zelda. And then you're like, I like the water temple in Ocarina of
Name
Time.
It's
three.
I like
It's
Lake
an
Bed.
actual good designed water dungeon, and,
I like-
and
I
the
like
controls
Lake Bed.
aren't ass.
Like
Like it was in Ocarina of Time where you had to like go into the equipment thing and had to slap on the iron boots. Oh
Okay,
shit,
that
got
sucks.
turned
Yeah.
off
Right,
again,
right.
and
No,
then-
the fucking water temple has nothing on the one in fucking Majora's Mask where you have to flip it upside down.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
fuck
and
yeah.
then
Oh.
with Majora's Mask, everyone kind of agrees that that going through Great Bay Temple is not fun because
That's-
you only have 3 days. It takes way too damn long, and I just hate all like the friggin' water pressure, and I just don't like the theme.
I fucking love the one in Majora's Mask where the temple has to like flip around and upside down.
yeah.
No, that one's great. But I'm
Stone
talking
Tower
about
Temple,
the
I love
That's
water
what I'm
temple,
talking about,
Great Bay-
Morgan. You just scoffed. You're like, oh no.
No,
because
we're
it-
talking
no,
about
'cause
Great
Great
Bay
Bay.
Temple.
Oh,
it's
Great
the
Bay.
water one with the water wheels.
Yeah.
Is that the
That
one where you
was
have
really
the
Raise
colored
water flow.
Is that the one where you have the colored water hoses or the water pressure
Yeah.
valves and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that
No
one.
one likes that temple.
Nah, fuck
Yeah.
No,
I
fuck
love
that.
Stone Tower
No,
Temple.
the one where
though.
you flip the
Yeah.
temple around is fucking fantastic. Like,
Yeah,
you
that
flip
is
it-
the
Yes.
best Zelda dungeon.
Yeah,
And,
and then
they'll never top that.
the other one I loved a lot was A Link Between Worlds, where it's basically elevator, and you have to go like level to level to level, and then like take the elevator up to unlock a part, go down. It's like all elevator. It's really cool. It's a fucking vertical level, like a vertical dungeon.
Zen, have you played that one?
That's the
dungeon?
3DS one.
Worlds?
That's the 3DS one.
I'm just trying to think about which one. Are you talking about?
Which one is it?
I don't recall that dungeon.
I'll look it up.
Oh
real
wait,
quick.
you're talking about the Ice Palace one.
Is that no?
That's the one with the elevator that moves up and down. Because actually, I enjoyed that dungeon.
I don't remember.
I think it's the one that's supposed to be like not Turtle Rock, but Ice Palace. Because the Ice Palace in Link to the Past is ass.
Oh yes, it is
Because
the Ice Ruins. I'm sorry, it is the Ice Ruins. Yeah, that's the one where it's like an elevator and you take it down, up and down different levels. That one's great.
Where the Ice Ruins in Link Between Worlds is probably like the best dungeon. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I get lost every time, but still.
Yes.
Oh, I do not remember it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I do.
Yeah, this is the 3DS
you actually
one.
played like 3 weeks ago.
I don't get to watch you that much.
You mon for my stream.
Bullshit.
Fuck you.
Here we go.
I see like 90% chat, maybe 10% video.
Turtle Rock's okay. Turtle Rock is okay, but also Death Mountain in A Link to the Past is fucking fantastic.
Yep.
Death Mountain's fucking, but fuck your Ocarina of Time water temple. Fuck Lake Bed. Get that water shit out of here. Throw a toaster in that shit. Fuck that.
All right, well,
technically, if you were to do that, wouldn't you just beat the entire temple?
Screw loose if you love that shit.
Well, in terms of like ice dungeons, I really love like Snow Peak. Snow Peak's great.
Yeah,
that's Majora also, right? Snow Peak's Majora?
No, Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess.
It's the mansion.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, you're right. I just finished.
Yeah, because that's where you get the ball and chain, like one of the best Zelda items.
Okay. You bring up the ball and chain before we roll out of here in the break. The ball and chain is the best fucking Zelda weapon I have ever fucking had in a Zelda game. That thing fucking destroys anything in its path. And I'm very disappointed that I have not seen that thing show up again in another game.
Yeah. The ADHD in me loves the spinner.
Ew, no, the spinner's the worst fucking thing they've ever introduced in that.
I like the spinner, but it was very underutilized. But I think the
his
best
fucking
Zelda
little
item is
his fucking little teabagging when you have to put it in the lock thing. Like,
yeah, you're right. Teabagging.
He's like teabagging the keyhole thing or whatever to spin it. No, dumb. Get that spinner out of here.
I love the dual claw shots.
Yes.
Because I mean, that was so sick when it first was introduced.
Yes, the dual claw shots was very, very good. But yeah, the ball and chain or the mace, whatever the hell the thing is, best weapon in a Zelda. Give me the mace in every Zelda game. All right, but that is Twilight Princess HD. Okay game. It's in the middle. It's not my most beloved one, but it's in the middle. It's okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it's not like a wow moment where you're like, holy shit, this was a fucking amazing experience. All right. Anyone else got anything on video games before we take a break?
Nah.
Coffee.
Coffee? All right.
Yes, I know
grab your coffee, grab your refills. This is Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll be right back.
Yippee.
All right. Good Friends, Good Games is back. We got a new channel idea. We're going to call it Good Friends Shit Movies. And we're just going to watch shitty movies for you guys and tell you about shitty movies.
Yes, and not to watch them.
Freddy Got Fingered. Freddy Got Fingered is a shitty movie. That one's, I think, that's one of those movies that's considered the worst movie ever made.
Oh no! You just like jogged my brain.
Oh, because you had a crush on Tom Green, didn't you?
I actually never. No, I didn't see that movie. I don't know anything about it.
No, but you know about Tom Green, right?
No.
Oh. Good. No one else remembers Tom Green either. So
no, I don't know who Tom Green is. No, Tom Hanks.
Tom Green comes from the pre-fucking Rob Dyrdek era of MTV.
Who's Rob Dyrdek?
Ridiculousness, Robin Big. That's the only thing they show on like MTV now.
Robin Big. That name sounds
familiar.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not watched Ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. What's the show called again? I thought it was Ridiculousness, but is it just
Ridiculousness? I think it's called.
Is the one,
I've never watched that.
That shit's literally like 24/7 on MTV now. It's wild. I don't know.
I think if I remember correctly, the artist who made the theme song for that show gets paid a fat chunk of money because of how many like re-airings of that show they do. He makes like $1 million a year from it because of it in royalties. Because of
I honestly wished I ended up on one of his shitty fucking internet clips that he ends up on that show, because then I'd be rich.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Max Steel. Another one that I just learned too was you guys ever see the movie The Martian? Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, Matt Damon one, yeah.
I'm reading the book about Blizzard.
Yeah.
Written by Jason Schreier. He talks about Blizzard and like, you know, the upcoming of, you know, the rising of Blizzard and what happened, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm getting through that book. It turns out Andy Weir, who is the author of The Martian, which got turned into a movie with Matt Damon, and then he also wrote Project Hail Mary, which was a amazing, you know, bestseller book. He worked at Blizzard for like a year, and then I think if I remember, he got fired in the book, or he left. So he worked at Blizzard for a year, and then he went on and became an amazing writer and got paid hella millions of dollars.
Cool.
So he's doing just fine, folks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He might be doing better than Blizzard now. So there you go. All right. Here we go. So we got this lovely thing to talk about here. So you guys ever have a game that's just constantly dropped into your head? Like, everyone talks about how this game is so good and so great and you all should play it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you're like, I can't play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
All right. All right. I want to know which ones are common ones. I'm excited to hear which ones are actually common, like, games. And you're like, I can't play this thing.
Yeah. The first one that I can think of that a friend from university kept getting me to try and play was League of Legends. That was one that I was told that was like quite a popular one that a lot of people do play, that have like leads and everything like that. I took one look at it. I'm like, I don't really like this.
I can't do those kinds of games.
No, same.
This is going to be a really, really short fucking second half of the podcast, because that was my list too.
Yeah. No, literally, it's like, but like also because of how toxic it is in the fan base as well. I just stay the hell away from that side of it, honestly.
Okay,
like,
let's branch it out a little bit then. What about it, aside from the toxic community? So what about it does not appeal to you?
I just like, to me, it's an RTS, top-down RTS game, isn't it? Where basically you have to like move your people over to there and have them find out. And to me, that style of game, it kind of can get bored after a while, because you basically click in one mouse and then you're just like waiting to see if they can take it down, pretty much. And that's never like appealed to me. It's sort of similar to tower defense games, where like I had a brief window where I played tower defense games, but I always got kind of bored after a while, because it just like you press one button and it just does the work for you, and that's it. And that
Which tower defense games did you play? Because technically, I think that's what League of Legends is.
It was a bunch of Flash games, like a Flash game tower defense ones that I played like a long time ago. I can't remember the name of them, but like it was back during like my Flash game era on PC, where I was like playing them pretty much, you know. And that's like just never appealed to me, you know. Which funnily enough, it's kind of strange, because I played Helldivers 2 last year, and that technically, the first Helldivers game was an RTS game, but the second one they changed it to like a third person shooter game instead, which still has RTS mechanics. So that was actually really good.
Okay,
you know.
Okay.
So,
you know,
Zenith, more control of it.
What about League of Legends turns you off?
It's basically a game that not only does it have like a toxic kind of environment to it, it also looks like it's built to frustrate you
And that's kind of why it can be so frustrating, because it requires so much communication and requires you to be so well coordinated and also know what you're doing, and like it just does not look satisfying. It just does not look fun. There's absolutely nothing that appeals to it, and you can't even pay me to play League of Legends.
No.
Okay, so let's counteract that then, I guess. Okay, so like obviously these are our opinions, people, so like we don't find it appealing. One could argue though that the actual tactical strategy behind it and the teamwork aspect of it is what makes that game great. That could be argued. That's why the people that do play it, that are at that level of it, really enjoy it. But then again, there's games like, there are strategic games like Magic the Gathering, for example. Magic the Gathering, there's some people that don't like it, and Zenith might not like it for the same kind of reasons, where it's like there's a tactical strategy behind it and what you're doing to kind of like win. And I think if you are one of those people that plays games just to relax and have fun, et cetera, I think that then yes, something like League of Legends probably isn't for you.
Yeah. It's like when Pokemon Unite came out, I played it for like an hour, and it's a similar game to League of Legends, really. And I
was just gonna say, why has Pokemon why have they not done that in Pokemon World yet?
Yeah, which they have with Unite, and I didn't really appeal to Unite. I just played it for an hour and was like, I'm bored. I'm moving on to something else. Yeah.
What do you have, Morgan? Don't tell me you said League of Legends too, Morgan.
Yeah, it's like
we're all in trouble. This segment's going to derail quick.
I mean, I've got a couple of other ones, but
oh, good.
Yeah, but like I've seen a little bit of gameplay of League of Legends, and it's just like the kind of I guess you could say like game style that's not really for me, because it didn't really get me interested in like wanting to try it or anything like that. And then like obviously a toxic fan base is a definite turn off also. But yeah, it's just like I don't know if it was just like, I guess it was kind of like the play style. It's just kind of not something that I generally play.
No.
Like it's not like my type of game, basically.
Basically the same for me.
Yeah.
My type of game.
It's kind of too, but like isn't League of Legends, I think, is basically it was like Dota and then League of Legends. Aren't they just based off of kind of like StarCraft and the original Warcraft to an extent? Like they're the same type of game, right? Like if my history serves me correct.
I don't really
StarCraft is a great game. StarCraft is a fantastic game. And it's kind of the same concepts in a way. I mean, it's just what makes League of Legends, worse in the regard, or at least an opinion wise, what makes, League of Legends not stick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't appeal to me. Same thing with World of Warcraft as well. World of Warcraft doesn't appeal to me either. It's one of those games that looks similar. It's similar to League in the way it works in combat. You do have more control over your character customization in World of Warcraft from the looks of it, which is quite nice, but never really appealed to me, honestly. The cinematics for the game, phenomenal looking, but the gameplay looks hella different compared to the cinematics.
Because that was also on one of my lists. Like that's also one of the ones on my list, like the original World of Warcraft. So, which is ironic, and I'll get to that in a second here. The initial concept behind World of Warcraft is like you're paying money monthly, and it's kind of like a long chore list to get things done before you can actually really do stuff in the game.
Yeah.
Your weeklies, your dailies, I don't know what, whatever they call them in that particular game. And like you're paying monthly to do this. But there is the social aspect of that game, the raids, the dungeons, and all that kind of stuff, where it kind of levels itself out. But there is a lot of legwork you have to do hour-wise to get into that enjoyable content. And the reason I say it's ironic is because I never really caught on with World of Warcraft, but I totally pay for Final Fantasy 14. Like I totally pay for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. With Final Fantasy 14, no, I feel like the community is a lot more welcoming and friendly and helpful compared to World of Warcraft as well, because I feel like World of Warcraft players don't really like helping other players, whereas Final Fantasy 14 love getting new people involved in the game and also do everything to help them out. Anything that I've seen of Final Fantasy 14 is incredibly positive compared to World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why they won Best Community Award for like multiple years in a row.
That's a fair assessment. I think you're kind of on point with that. It is it is a fairly welcoming, because I tried the whole World of Warcraft Classic thing, and I'm like, this is not much different than what I'm already doing in Final Fantasy 14. So like, what makes me jump here?
Mm-hmm.
Someone in the chat here, let's look at the chat here. Someone had mentioned, Genshin Impact, which is
I'm not really super into gacha games, so that's the main thing, because like Genshin Impact, from what I've heard, is very like the advertised monetization to you are heavily in that game, and I'm like, that puts me off completely. You try and like force monetary people to pay for things, I'm like, no, you can fuck right off, go away.
It's gambling. It's like the gambling aspect of these things is like, you're gonna get it. 1 in 50,000.
That's why it's a gacha game.
Yeah,
that's why it's a gacha game. It's gambling, So I'm like, I'm not gonna go anywhere near anything like that.
I have a bit of a list.
All right, Zenith's got a list. Let's go, Zenith. What do you got?
All right, guys. I think I probably might take some heat from this.
Okay.
Fighting games such as Street Fighter and Tekken.
I'm going to ban you right now.
I just don't like the idea. Just push a bunch of buttons, beat the shit out of the other person, and that's it. I mean, sure, it's fine if it's like an arcade, but do I want to pay like $80 for Tekken, where it's just the exact same arenas and it's just, one-on-one kind of fighting? That does not interest me.
Well, okay, this is interesting. The reason I'm kind of blown away by this is because you come from the same era I did when arcades were a thing.
Yes.
And the idea
I used to play like a little bit of Mortal Kombat, but it was like at a time where your friends, they would be like, I don't want to play Donkey Kong co-op. I don't want to play Super Mario World. Let's play Mortal Kombat. It's like, so I felt like I was constantly being bullied because I had I didn't want to play those kinds of games. I mean, like, I wasn't bad, but I just don't generally enjoy it. And it feels like there's just a lot of
there's a personal childhood trauma behind this.
Yeah, I just don't like those kinds of games.
See, that's interesting to me. That's interesting to me too, because like I come from the era, like you said, we came from the arcade era when arcades were a thing, and there was a social aspect behind arcades. Like, I missed the whole like putting the corner or the quarter on the glass when you're basically saying it's you're up next or you got winner. You put the quarter up on the glass and things like that. There was a social like etiquette in arcades that obviously are non-existent now.
Mm-hmm.
But that stuff brings a lot of memories back, and like you would have this group of kids at the arcade because obviously arcades were in a mall or something like that were in the city or the neighborhood, and you would get kids from all different schools and all that kind of stuff that would go to the arcade after school, and you would play all these different kids, and then you'd have some kids that would completely beat the shit out of you, right? And the fun, interesting aspect I think of that too is there was actually a lot of social building there, because if you got your ass kicked in the arcade, like you got your ass kicked in the arcade and everyone saw it.
Yeah.
There was no just like, cut off or disconnect, leave game. There was no leave game or anything like that back then. Like, no, you took your ass whooping and then you went home, and then you came back and got better. So those are kind of like special things that I do miss about games. I miss a lot about those things. And then if you did come back and you beat that same kid and you beat his ass, there was a level of respect there that you earned from each other, in those kind of days. Now it's a lot different. It's like trash talk, disconnect. I don't need to hear this shit. Disconnect, leave, or whatever, But I could see it. If you were bullied for not wanting to play those kind of games, I could see how you would not have a fondness for them.
Just wanted to fit in.
because I think the fighting game arcade era is one of the most amazing eras of video games. I really do.
Yeah. And speaking of not wanting to fit in, another games that just can't get into, you know, as you mentioned, WoW, but also Final Fantasy 14.
All right, enlighten us.
My brother is obsessed.
Okay,
with this
okay.
Game. He gets home, he's very tired, he has no energy, but yet he still stays up until like 5, 6 in the morning trying to play Final Fantasy 14.
He's doing a daily quest, that's all.
Yep. So the thing is, so there's like a little bit of you know, history that goes into like the reason why, because when I worked at the board game publisher, we mostly worked with MMOs. We translated them, we exported them to English. I actually did the translations myself, and it was just I didn't like the quality of it. I didn't like what was put into it, and it was very heavy with pay to win. Now, the thing is, though, with Final Fantasy 14, that's actually not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when I see so many people like get into these kinds of like MMOs, where it just feels just unnecessarily grinding. And Final Fantasy is, you know, I love what they did with the fact that they completely rebooted Final Fantasy 14. They made it so much better, and people seem to really, really love it, and that's awesome. But it's still, it's a Final Fantasy. We know Final Fantasy 4 is RPGs, and Final Fantasy 14 is an RPG, yes, but it's just, there's just a lot of it. Like, I look at all like the raid battles, and it's just, it's DDR, but with your keyboard. I mean, a lot of people might think differently. Sorry if that's controversial. It's just, I've seen so much of Final Fantasy 14, and it just does not interest me at all. And, you know, I get it that it's got strong writing, it's got strong characters, but everything that I've seen about it wants, like, there's a reason why, where, like, if I'm at my brother's place, if I want to go to sleep right away, it's like, hey, why don't you play Final Fantasy 14? I'm out in like 5 minutes because I get so uninterested.
Yeah. I have a friend who is super into it as well, has been since pretty much the very beginning of it, you know. And he really wants me to get into it, like really wants it, because he wants me to play the game with him, and he's literally said he'll make a new character and everything like that to join me and everything like that. And I said to him that one day I will, but I'm just like, I'm not in any rush, and at the moment it hasn't appealed to me yet, the game. That's all it really is for me. It's not that I hate it, it's just it's like, does nothing appeal to me yet about it to play it, that's all.
I think I think personally I would recommend someone just go play an actual Final Fantasy before 14.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that.
Because there's a lot of lore in 14, and there's a lot of storytelling in 14 that none of it will make any sense unless you play some of the original games. Because there's a lot of references, like the crystals and all that stuff, you know, are in Final Fantasy 14 that all stem from the original Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
In a way, shape, or form. But I get it. I think there's, like, you know, some people just don't get it. Like some people it feels like a waste. Like you're wasting all this time, energy, and effort and stuff like that when you can kind of go on and move on and do, like, you know, touch grass outside somewhere.
Talking to a guy who's been playing Kaiser Wyman for over a year, so yeah.
Yeah, see, so like I felt the same way about Pokemon. Actually, I think I had talked about this.
Yeah,
I had talked about this, and I think I'm going to kind of stand on it right now because it has not happened yet. I have tried like 3 or 4 Pokemon games.
You've told me this, yeah.
None of these can fucking stick with me.
Yeah,
none of these can fucking stick with me. And
yeah,
I think the closest I got was, I think the closest one I got was the Arceus one, because that one was that one was relatively interesting because I think there was lore and story. There was lore and story building behind it. But even then, I traded that thing in.
Yeah, that one was I think that was the best one that was on the Switch so far, Legends Arceus. So
that
like,
game,
yeah,
I genuinely think Pokemon is built for someone that it's a collector and they need to fill a collector's chart. You know, being your Pokedex or whatever. Like, I need to get all these things and I need to build this collection and I need to maintain this collection.
I mean, there are channels that literally dedicate their entire channels to shiny hunting at Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. I mean, hell, I literally am friends with someone who is a shiny hunter and his entire content and then channel is shiny hunting.
Like, to me, the game, like Pokemon generally to me feels boring. The combats are repetitive. The battles are repetitive.
It's probably why Legends Arceus didn't appeal to you more, because they actually did a little bit of a twist with the combat. They actually made it a little bit more interesting.
A little more interesting, but I think in the end, it's like, we all know where this goes. You know what I mean? Like, we all know where this is going.
I super think, though, Eric, you should try the Mystery Dungeon games.
Maybe those are the ones. Ones. But like, because Pokemon Reds, your Blues, you know, whatever, the Emeralds, the Fire Reds, all of these things, it's just the same thing to me. Just looks prettier.
Yeah. But Mystery Dungeon is a dungeon crawler game. And it's really interesting how they like change how the game works.
And maybe that's what then they have like what, XD or whatever. XD is like a RPG or something, right? Like
so Colosseum and XD Yellow Darkness are similar to the combat, though they have different ways of, like, you know, showing off the Pokemons, like Shadow Pokemon, for instance. And I would say Colosseum is the darker game compared to Gale of Darkness, because you got straight up, like, kidnapping in that game, explosions, torturing Pokemon, and everything like that. Like, holy moly. Because literally the way they create Shadow Pokemon is they torture the Pokemon until the heart is completely closed off. Right. And that's how you become a Shadow Pokemon. Like, so yeah. The lore in that game is pretty good.
What do you got, Morgan? You have this O face.
I was just listening to what Dil said about, like, torturing the heart. I was like, oh.
No,
there you go. Torture your Pokemon.
It's literally the lore of how they create Shadow Pokemon in those games. Like, it literally is. That's probably the most interesting story in the GameCube era, especially Pokemon, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was gonna say, like, you all were talking about that with, like, World of Warcraft and then, like, Final Fantasy 14, and I would honestly agree, because, like, I don't think that I've ever really been too big into, like, MMOs, like, literally ever. Like, I don't remember if, like, I might have tried one in the past or something, but just like something about it just never really, like, quite grabbed, like, my attention. And the funny thing also is that you all had mentioned about Genshin. So the funny thing is I actually played a fair bit of Genshin, but I actually stopped playing it, like, probably like a year or two ago, because it was like they did, like, heavily market stuff and whatnot, and also it felt like they made progression pretty difficult, and I'm somebody where if you really have to, like, go through hoops just to continue the main story, I generally lose interest in continuing it.
Yeah.
That's fair
so
enough.
What hooked you in the first place? Like, what worked with Genshin in the first place?
It was a little bit Breath of the Wild like, but it was like anime Breath of the Wild. So it kind of got me hooked in the beginning, but the longer that I played it, I noticed that to get good items, you have to sit there and practically farm through their gadget thing.
Or pay.
Or pay, yeah. And otherwise, it would take a really long time in order to get it to a point where you could actually progress the next main quest line. So you end up having to kind of technically, like, level grinds or do side quests in order to level up to a point where you can continue the main story. And funny enough, I noticed that that's, like, a thing with not really just Genshin, because I've had that issue with some other games in the past where it seemed like the game kind of forced you to do side quests before you could even do the main quest. And when, like, honestly, when games do that, they kind of turn me off from, like, playing it, because when I get into a game, I'm somebody that's really into like games that are story heavy. So if I get into a game and it takes a bit before I can actually progress the main story further to find out what happens next, then I pretty much end up losing interest.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, Zenith said he had more on his list, I think.
What do you have more?
I do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hit me with it.
I just don't have any interest in playing Minecraft.
That's fair. I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone in here like Minecraft?
I tried to play Minecraft for a chunk of time. I get bored very quickly.
I got bored with it. Like, I also tried it. I got bored after about 3 hours.
Yeah.
I
Is
built
it
my
fair
little tree hut, and I was like,
Is it fair
Yeah.
to lump in like your Roblox and stuff like into this category right here? Is that kind of
Can do
fair
if you
thing?
want.
sure. I have no
Okay.
interest in playing Roblox either.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
same.
I agree. Those games have no appeal or no interest to me, right? Because I feel like you're not doing anything in them aside from just mindless, And I will go on and I'll feel about this way about some of these other games too. A very particular one in a minute. But like these games feel like you don't really do anything, right? And I genuinely get it. I think those are games where you get on a server, you get on a Discord or a chat with your friends or whatever party, and like you just fuck around and talk. I think that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you're just hanging around, and then you might just happen to be mining for shit or whatever, and like or building a hut or whatever. Like I get it. I think those are just fuck around games. Like those are literally, like it's like the equivalent of hanging out with your friends in front of a 7-Eleven. Like you're not doing shit. Like you're just in this virtual room just talking.
Well, Minecraft is like a social sandbox game, isn't it? That's literally all it really is.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
I think that's kind of
It's
where
good for like playing with your friends, but just playing it on its own,
boring.
I don't feel that there's really much merit to it, unless if you're like 10 years old. Like I feel that for Minecraft to be fun, it has to be either heavily modded or like I said, it's a social experience that in order to be able to make like a game like that fun. But in contrast though, Morgan, you're gonna love hearing this. So Terraria, which I play, is
I knew it.
there is a lot more to do, and there's a lot more like really cool like bosses and world events that happens that keeps you on your toes that Minecraft doesn't really do, because you build your base. I mean, sure, you can go explore the Nether and try and go towards the Ender Dragon, but like that's like the only goal. Whereas with Terrarium, it's like, all right, so before you do that, you have to fight like the World Eater, you have to fight the Wall of Flesh, you also have to fight like the Guardian, and then there's so many different like post-game hard mode bosses, and then there's like little like goblin raid things that they can happen. So there's something that's going on, and I like that they managed to do that. Whereas Minecraft is just so bare bones that I just don't find it interesting. And not to mention, without like any kind of graphical mods, it still looks the same.
Yeah, it does. He's right.
Yeah, because at least Terraria, like they changed they actually updated the graphics a bit.
Yes. I never played Terraria, so I don't know.
I haven't either.
I definitely would recommend checking it out though. It's pretty cheap. And there's quite a lot to do with it. That's kind of why Morgan was so sucked into it for like a few years.
To be fair, it was a little bit of a therapy game during a period of time. But also the other thing is that I have a really creative brain, and I found that Terraria really scratched the itch. So I have 1,700 hours in it, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, I think 400 or 500 hours of it are modded.
Fair enough.
Do you want to take a guess, Morgan, at how many days of your life have been spent playing Terraria?
Yeah, hit me with the math.
You have spent, I'll round up, you basically have spent 71 days of your life playing Terraria. That is a lot.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. Excuse me.
At 1,700 hours, obviously divided by 24, you're looking at 70.8.
I think it was 1,700. Hang on. Let me see.
We need accurate numbers here.
1,700 on this account.
Yes.
Oh. No, see, that's the that you all were talking about like the family sharing earlier. I actually did briefly family share with my older Steam account, so I can like play offline off the grid. Like it didn't happen like for too long or too many times. This was like a few years back.
Off the grid.
On
your Steam account.
I'm pretty sure Gabe will always be aware of it.
Yeah, she went into what is it, like witness protection just so she can play Terraria.
No, she
knows that I would judge her.
She played like Terraria Players Anonymous or something.
Yeah, she just finds like a fucking hidden bunker.
Yeah.
No, I had reasons for it at the time. I don't actually know how many hours I played on that account. I'm going to guess probably like about 20 or so. But in total, at least on this account, I also don't have the old account now. I actually closed it like several months ago. This one is at 1739.6.
Oh,
and then
hold on.
1739.
Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, Morgan, my mother has about 3,400 hours in Animal Crossing New Horizons.
3,400 hours?
Yep.
Damn.
Okay, hold on.
I think I have 1,100 hours in Animal Crossing, but I haven't.
Yeah. My mother is designed like well over 200 houses with the Animal Crossing DLC.
Your mother has spent 141.6 days of her life playing Animal Crossing.
Checks out.
Damn.
Yeah. Now I just need to be like, all right. So Mom, you need to upgrade to the DLC. You need to now play Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, because Animal Crossing is temporary, but Doom is
was Minecraft? What else is on this list here? Hit me with them.
That was pretty well. There's maybe like one game, but it's not like me feeling the same about like the rest of the games. So I used to be pretty big into Monster Hunter. Like I got hooked with Monster Hunter Trime.
Oh, you know what? Okay, continue.
So I was hooked with Monster Hunter Trime. I played so much of that, 100% of it, practically. I mean, if they were, anyway. So I then got into Monster Hunter World. I absolutely loved it, but it's just like it was difficult for me to keep up with it because like I was just felt so like just burnt out and grind out. But then I saw Monster Hunter Rise, which is originally a Switch game, and that it was exported so that it could be on PC and other platforms. And just at that point, I've had like so little interest in the Monster Hunter series. Like I know Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, and I know so many people that are hyped as shit about this. Like I have friends that are actually like some of the top Monster Hunter creators. But it's just I just can't get into just get myself hyped for this game because I just with Monster Hunter Rise, like there's just something about it where it's just like it was following like these different kinds of JRPG tropes where it's like, oh my gosh, can you please stop explaining things? Can you please stop? Can you just shut the fuck up? I just want to, I don't care about all this. It's not relevant. I just want to focus on the story. And then it just did all these like just little things. I don't know why, but like anytime anyone says, hey, so when are you going to be playing the Monster Hunter Wilds beta? It's like a vein in the temple of my head just appears and I'm like, fuck off. I'm not playing the beta. I'll play the game when it comes out. And that's a big baby because now I don't have any interest.
I felt the same way about Monster Hunter that I felt about Pokemon. Where it's like the same repetitive trope. Like you go, you hunt in the forest or whatever, or the island or wherever the hell the landscape is, right? You find the monster, you mark it, and then you go and you try to catch it. It's like, okay, cool, I caught it, and then now you got to go and this is all based off of Monster Hunter. What was it again? Worlds, right? That's the PC one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all.
Like I want to get excited for it because I know I have so many friends that love Monster Hunter, and I want to play with them. But right now, I'm just like I'm at a crossroads where it's like, dude, I'm just so burnt out because everyone won't stop shutting up about Monster Hunter.
And these are overwhelmingly popular games in Japan, right?
Yeah,
like
Monster
Hunter and Pokemon.
Like my good buddy Helix, he is he's actually partnered with Capcom, and I mod for him all the time. And his streams are really cool. They're really awesome. He does some good stuff with his content. But the thing is, though, like I do now have the ability and means to play Monster Hunter with him. I just have zero interest in the games, and I just like, yes, I have yes, I'm like, just, I've been busy, but I just can't seem to just get over the hump to be able to just play this game that everyone else is just enjoying and loving when I just don't have any just drive or hype for it.
I'm starting to wonder if like Eastern culture has this obsession with collecting.
Yeah.
Because there's
and
like
maybe?
Eric, I feel the same way about Pokemon. Everyone's so excited about the Pokemon Pokemon Presents thing. Everyone's excited. Like a lot of people are excited about Pokemon Pizza. I have zero interest. I'm already burnt out in Pokemon.
Is it called Pokemon Pizza?
I just realized what you just said.
Yeah, Pokemon Pizza.
I'm missing the gag. What's
it's like, just because it's ZA. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon ZA.
Pokemon
and
ZA.
It also looks like it's Italy.
Yeah.
Which
Pokemon Pizza. It's the Kalos region, so it's in that right era for like Italy and France and stuff. So yeah. So just, I don't know, just after how disappointed I was with Scarlet and Violet, I'm so also burnt out. Like both Monster Hunter and Pokemon are the two franchises I'm just so burnt out on. And I'm supposed to be doing Pokemon Infinite Fusion, and I'm just like, just delay it. I just don't have it in me right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that like Eastern cultures have like some obsession with collecting. It's like because the games that seem to be overwhelmingly popular over there are collectors games, like your Genshin Impact, collect all your avatars or whatever the outfits, whatever the gotcha prizes are in that game. There's an obsession with collecting them all. The Monster Hunter, like you collect all the monsters, you fill out your what do they call it, your codex or whatever, your diary of all your creatures you've caught. Same with Pokemon, you fill out your Pokedex, you collect all these. And then like the gacha machines in itself, people just keep punching money into those things are huge in LA, those little gacha machine things. Those fucking stores are all over LA now. Like they're all over LA. They have just walls of these little like gotcha machines. You keep pumping your quarters or your dollar bills into them or whatever to get these little knickknacks kind of things. And like they're all over, and they are predominantly in Asian communities here.
Yeah, we saw an entire store with them in
Little Tokyo. There, like there's a whole store dedicated to them, and like just filled with them in Little Tokyo. They're in malls now, like they're all over shopping malls. And like the shopping mall, you remember like when you were a kid, they had the quarter machines and you'd get like, a rubber ball or, the sticky hand thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You fling it, it sticks to the wall. Yeah, sticks to the wall or whatever that shit is, right?
Yeah.
Those things have been replaced with like the gotcha stuff in a lot of malls.
We actually have one of those old machines in the pub I work at for like kids and they want to like get them, rubber balls or the sticky goo thing or something like that, or like
stickers, like it's like stickers and shit like that,
Yeah.
But like, these games are super, super popular, and I'm like, I'm just doing the same thing over, collecting shit. Animal Crossing felt the same way. Animal Crossing, like I said, Animal Crossing is just one of those lightnings in a bottle that hit the right place at the right time for a lot of people, and it helped them pass time. But Animal Crossing's no different from those games. You're just doing like kind of like this repetitive work to build up your house or whatever, and you get creative with it. Disney Dreamlight Valley, I feel the same way about it. Like you're going at like Pow's fucking pulling weeds for Scrooge McDuck. And I'm like, girl, you just got off work. Why are you working again?
That
type of thing.
Like billionaire. You don't usually do that.
Your life.
To be fair though, like another game that I've been kind of just unwinding with is one of the old Harvest Moon games. Yes, I'm done work or stream, and all I want to do is just plant.
Farm.
I just want to farm and just make lots of money on my farm.
Farmer Zen off stream.
And then I get 3 typhoons in a row, destroys half my crops, and then I cry. And then my profit.
Yeah, all my profits
why.
And then like what is it that like Pal's like really like into those games, like the power wash simulator, the car wash like simulator, the things like that, these simulator games. Then I'm kind of like, you're just working. Like, why do I want to go fucking mow lawns?
She can't escape it.
I just worked all day. Why do I want to fucking mow a lawn? But like to each their own. To each their own.
I think this is kind of helping me realize why I have a hard time actually getting back into Monster Hunter, and also why I'm having a hard time actually resuming with Pokemon also, because I thought maybe it was just kind of like, maybe I felt like playing something else for the time, but I didn't realize this. Like, I think there's a certain interest there that's not quite there enough to get me to go back to playing them, because like, I know people that I can play with for like Monster Hunter, and I told them that, like I wanted to join them in it, but I'm having a hard time like restarting it. And same thing with like Pokemon, because I played a little bit of like I think it was Shield, and then Violet, and then like most recently I'd been playing a little bit of Arceus, but I haven't really gone back to any of them.
Because realistically, it's the same shit. They just make it look a little prettier.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. They just like very few of these games do. Very few occasions do these games do anything that's genuinely different and interesting. They'll change. The only thing that I found remotely interesting about Pokemon when they did it is when you could turn them like Godzilla-like, and then they fucking fight all giant and shit. That was cool.
Yeah, that was Gen 8. Yeah.
That's a cool fucking concept. Oh, now the Pokemon are not little baby cute monsters. They're fucking Godzillas, and they're fighting and tearing shit down. Okay, cool. I'm all for this. And then, like, it's okay. That was the cool thing. And then they went back to the same shit.
Forget. I think that was Sword.
I think that's Sword and Shield.
Oh,
that was Sword and
the
Shield.
Dynamax.
Pokemon Game Freak do tend to make cool mechanics that they kind of just one time use and then throw away. It's very annoying.
Like, why would you not build on that and like do other cool shit with it? But like, it's because I swear, like I said, this is just my opinion, people. You're gonna be mad about it, and I'm just like, they're the same fucking game. They just make it look a little prettier. It's no different than your Maddens. It's no different than your WWE 2K4 or whatever the fuck you're playing, right? Like, they're the same game. They just make them look a little prettier. So, and I stand on that hill for your Monster Hunters and all that kind of stuff. It's still the same concept. It doesn't change. It's just a little different. Just enough to make you think you have a whole new experience in your pocket. And I know people are going to argue, the Call of Duties, the Maddens, they all do the same thing.
Yeah,
they all do this.
Actually on my list too.
Yeah, they all do the same fucking thing. It's the same concept. They just do it in a different land and it make it look a little bit prettier. And I don't know what Mega Evo is.
Mega Evolution was Gen 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like how Dil knows that off the top of his head. If there was a fucking Jeopardy episode like dedicated to just Pokemon, Dil would fucking win.
Yeah.
I mean, my knowledge is pretty good up until about Gen 5, and then it gets a bit sketchy after that.
I don't even know what Gen 5 is. Are those the DS ones?
That is the last day of the DS era, basically, before it went to 3DS.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So, same game, just 3D.
Well, yeah. I would say that the strongest storyline was in the DS era.
Okay.
But you know. Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have anything else before we close out of here? Say now, speak now, forever hold the peace.
Yeah.
I think one of my last ones would have been like Fortnite, because like I know that it's like a really big thing. And I'm just like, I can't get into it.
Yeah. I was super into Fortnite at one point, and I put at least probably about 35 days of hours into Fortnite at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I got burnt out. I literally like was just getting bored, and no one of my friends were playing anymore of Fortnite, so I just kind of like I dropped it, I think, early 2020, and I've dipped back my toe back into it a few times when something piqued my interest, and that's really it. And I don't play anymore after that.
I think Fortnite, okay, so Fortnite's one of those things where it's like, I think Fortnite's one of those games where the competitive edge is what keeps it interesting, because there's always going to be someone that's better that comes along.
Yeah.
And you're constantly struggling and fighting to be the best one. I think that's why that type of game stands, tall still. It's repetitive. Yes, it's repetitive. It's kind of the same shit over and over and over, but there is a competitive edge to it that I think keeps it fresh to some extent, and that's what keeps people coming back.
Yeah. I do think also when I got a Victory Royale finally, that's when it kind of became the point where I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm done now.
Yeah.
And that might be it. You're just chasing that Royale, the chicken dinner or whatever.
And then I got it, and then I was like, I got it for like squads, I got it for singles. I don't know if I got it for duos, but by that point I was like, yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you go. All right. Anyone got anything else before we close out?
No, I'm good. I gotta start getting ready to pack up for my brothers, though. So
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably end it there then.
All right. Zenith's got to get out of here. Not Dil. Zenith's got to get out of here. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate you all. If you like what you see, social media, ! Social media. We got TikTok clips. Those things are coming in full on now. You guys got TikTok clips. They're all over the place. Instagram, YouTube. You can check all that stuff out. You can catch these on Apple, Spotify, etc. YouTube. If you like what you see, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. We'd appreciate it very much. Follow the podcast on your platform of choice. And you can catch us twice a month. Other than that, this is Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll see y'all soon.
Bye.